put him in the same pool as Mattress Firm and Arby's.
Mattress Firm and Arby's, dude.
Dog, no one eats Arby's. I don't care. I don't know one person who eats Arby's. The one person who tried to defend, like, no, I ate it, and I was like, what'd you get? They were like, I got the like they don't.
That happened to me on the podcast. He was like, I never eat at Arby's. I was like, I've eaten. And then I thought about it afterwards. I was like, when is the last time I went to Arby's? And it's been at least 3 years. And I only went because it was the only place with no line, and I was in a rush.
I was gonna say it's that meme of the person in the desert, and they have like the Arby's, like they're starving Arby's, and the next restaurant like 10,000 miles, and they just keep going. I'll take my chances. Oh man, no Arby's. I'm all for the Arby's slander. I'm all for it.
I feel like because as I was saying, I was like, I'm sure maybe on tour, maybe, but I don't.
No, it's never that bad.
Yeah,
it's never that bad on tour.
But it's not that cheap, right?
It used to be. Well, I mean, there's a reason for that. You used to be able to get like 5 roast beef sandwiches for like
that is disrespectful.
$10.
That's disrespectful. The fact that you thought that in this economy where no one likes you, that you're like, let's raise it. Like
they have the slogan that like everybody knows that.
That's the worst, and that's what makes it worse. I don't want to be anywhere near you if you say, "Hey man, I got the meats." Like, no, bro, leave me alone. Don't talk to me.
Which was who did that? Who did that slogan? It was
leave me alone, sir.
Oh my god. In Clip, what's the dude's name in Clips? Why am I drawing a fucking blank right now?
What?
In Clips?
Yeah.
I'm thinking Clerks.
No, is it
What's Clips?
Clips? Like the old rap group.
I was gonna say like rapping Clips.
Yeah. The one that went after Drake. Oh my god, why can't I think of his name?
Oh, bro. Oh.
Right? Why? Like this is fucking
Pusha T. Pusha T.
Is it Pusha T?
In Clips, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So he wrote that jingle. The dun 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 Arby's.
The jingle is hard.
Yeah.
That's one of the hardest 808s. Like just drop, like coming, like that is like.
And from what I understand, he also wrote the
McDonald's. Yes,
I'm loving it.
He gets paid a lot,
but he never got the full trademark for it because he gets like little bit,
but he didn't get the stuff, man, bro.
Dude, even if you got like fractions of a penny, whatever you make. Oh,
yeah. So I love that. Like I really like because I'm kind of more heavy getting into sound engineering. Mm-hmm. So stuff like that always gets me. That you're like, oh, doing all this, and I know we'll get into it in the pod that we talk about, but. I want to be the guy when everybody was like, oh, we're making theme songs for restaurants, who was just like Taco Bell and just did the bell and was like, that's it. I nailed it. And they were like, yeah, that's it. Print it, seal it. Somebody else had to spend like hours thinking of some kind of, nice Latin track to go with it.
Yeah.
And this dude just came in and was like, check this out. Gong. That's it.
It's the most, like Taco Bell. We're going to ask where you stand on this.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You don't have to tell us now.
No, it's fine.
Because we want to judge you later.
Yeah, it's fine.
As long as you're on our team.
It's fine.
But like they found that bell sound and it was like a sample on a Yamaha.
Yeah. Oh,
I think on a Triton.
Oh, I love like those.
That. And straight up, it was just like, they're like, yeah, we found it. Dong, and just hit the Taco Bell.
Put some extra reverb on it. I love that. I love that. I love the gorillas. Using the dun 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 dun.
Dude, it was a standard,
just a standard thing on that. Absolutely, I love samples like that. I'm really into crate digging right now and sample flipping. Mm-hmm. I love taking just the most basic things and be like, oh, that's so hard, and all these keyboards. I somehow, some way, because I'm in a lo-fi wave now of like making lo-fi beats and stuff like that. But somehow, some way, like everybody had that kind of keyboard. They had all the different sounds. But it had the one that's the. I want to find a way to flip that in a beat so bad. Like I might put it in a drop or like one of our breakdowns somehow. That'd be hard. Like, let me see you move. Like somehow, some way, I would have put that in a drop so bad, and I'm gonna come back to that because this is it's a classic. I love finding sample flips like that. Yeah, that's so dope.
Yeah. I'm learning you're the fighting Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's math Asians, there's dance Asians, there's singing Asians, and then there's fighting Asians. I think you fall under fighting Asian.
I can see
But
that.
my thing is that I love a lot of my Asian friends are all of those things. Like, or they have like combinations.
Yeah.
They have the combo ones. That's what's great. That's what's really great about it.
That's Martin.
Yeah, Martin.
Martin's
Sure.
the combo Asian.
The do it all.
Yeah. He's definitely like the combo number one.
That's
You get
crazy.
all that shit.
That is crazy.
Me,
But not
math.
this guy.
Yeah,
that one.
math was out the door for me.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
I had to go get an Asian math tutor. You ever seen Kumon?
Yeah,
I did that shit. I fucking did Kumon. I was like, 3 + 3. Everybody knows this is 9.
Oh man.
Dude, I remember in elementary when it was like, oh, she goes to Kumon. I was like, oh, fuck, she's smart as fuck.
No, Kumon was for the dumb Asian kids. With like
But she
straight
can
up.
multiply by 3, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, no, dude. Oh, bro, those threes, man. That be tearing those kids up, dog. I'm telling you. That was fun. Thanks, guys. That was fun. Yeah.
Whole podcast.
We have been so bad at like, we'll like talk for like, basically like an hour with for who it was.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh shit, let's record.
It's my favorite thing that every time I've seen a few episodes for you guys, and like clockwork when you start the intro. I can almost sense like, here it comes. There's gonna be a K word that he messes up and he can't say. Every time, like I think the last one I was watching it with Brandon. Perez. I love Brandon. Brandon's great. But I was watching it. It was like, yeah, we've been like. You're trying to say chilling, you're like, we've been killed. Wait. And I was like, it's always a K word that gets you stumbled.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. It's
it is.
red mic, what you call it? Red mic syndrome, whatever it is. I don't know. But that was just so funny because it's just I've listened to a few episodes and then you'll be going, I'm like, they're doing good. And then like a spidey sense was thinking, I'm like, it's coming up.
Dude, I've been like, at this point, the intro's so ingrained in the show that
Yes.
like we keep doing
You
it.
have to just let it go.
But I'm like, it would be so much better if we just didn't like, because we come in, we start talking, and we let it roll.
Yeah, right.
But then like, we start having these conversations. We're like, oh fuck, we need to do the intro.
Do the intro,
and then it's like,
pressure's on, man. Pressure's on, yeah.
fuck, and it's my turn, and we got called out.
I know, I put the more pressure. My bad, man. I just like that. I appreciate that.
And just so we can pile on.
Yeah.
You'll say, oh now I want to make fun of you. Now I can't.
I love this.
Well,
That's it. I came to break some fourth walls, baby. I came in here to tear this place apart.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need that.
I think you don't say up. Is that what it is?
Like he says, "What's people?"
You say what? Ah, damn it.
Like should I say, "What's up?" Please. What's people?
What's people?
What's people? Yeah.
What's up, man?
What's up, everybody? Hey, everybody.
Oh God.
Welcome to the podcast.
Oh God.
What was that, Harry Carey? My name's Mike. Oh, no. This intro's gonna be fucked.
Oh, that is bad.
Now I feel Mike level nervousness.
Yes, dude.
That's
good.
What is this, 130?
No. What?
Oh yeah,
I think it's 130.
No, it's
You say-
130 because I was wondering.
You say what's everybody?
What's everybody?
Damn, I did.
Podcast.
No, that's what you do.
What's everybody?
Go back, dude.
No, I should have said it. No,
No.
bring
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's great. I love that.
All right.
What's everybody?
It's okay. I have a lisp and certain lyric choices that I make, and
Yeah,
these guys will be like, "Oh, like, oh, that was good, Mike."
It was good, mate.
That was so good.
It's literally it'll be Mike will be tracking me. I'm right behind him, and then over here it's usually our bassist Rick.
Yeah.
And Rick goes back with me to like the NBR days, so
Yeah.
we've known forever.
Yeah.
And just the two of them, dude. Like, if anything, if they hear the lisp, like, oh, that's good, Mike. What did you say there?
The line's thick.
They
That
just
part's so good.
yeah.
I'm so bad.
Walking Blind is hosted by overly emotional dudes who overthink and overanalyze everything. Nothing the hosts say should be taken as medical advice or opinion. They're not professionals, They're about to make that very clear.
What is up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Walking Blind Podcast. This is episode 130 of the show where we like to normalize checking on the homies. I'm Mike, and that is also Mike. And this week, said the word with a K. We're good. We got our boy Sean from Differences in the house.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, sir?
I'm also Mike. How's it going? I'm Mike today. Happily, Mike today.
He's a Sean Mike.
Yeah. Sean Mike. Yeah. That's actually a funny thing. My middle name is actually Mike.
Is it?
No.
Oh,
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not bad. Yeah.
I was like, Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, bet. Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys. Really happy to be here.
Dude, I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
I want to talk about why we're so excited because we played together at No Way's
Right.
At No Way's benefit show. Torture Culture and Differences played.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Hey, you guys should just play after Differences," and we're like, "All right, cool, yeah." And then you guys fucking murdered.
Oh, I appreciate that.
And I was like, how am I supposed... I was standing, because, stages, 2 different stages. I was literally standing on our stage just watching you guys play, like, what the fuck?
Oh,
how are we supposed to follow
Oh, you
that?
guys, you guys killed it.
That's when, as a friend, I'm just like, you guys, you just do your best.
No, that's the thing. You guys absolutely killed it. I really appreciate that. Man. Thank you so much for that. Like, it was a thing of like, I think when they were setting up the bill and the access, we were like, I don't know, just throw us anywhere, man. We don't care. We don't. I mean, we've been doing it for a while. We don't want a headline. It's gonna be late. Like we'd rather play early.
Nobody wants.
We gotta go to bed. But I really appreciate it. You guys killed it too. That's what I told you. I was like, it makes us happy because we play like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it makes us happy that the band after comes out and is like, hey, let's keep it going, and they just go crazy and it's like, yeah, we love that.
Dude, that's like the I've talked about it multiple times on the show, but like that's the lesson I kind of learned over the years.
Yeah.
No matter what, no matter who's there, no matter who you're playing for, what slot you're playing in, just go out and like do your best.
Got to. Got to, man.
And that so before we jumped into this, we are kind of talking about Torture Culture just played on Saturday with Low Sight.
Right. Shout out Low Sight. Big merch.
Dude, the fucking boys. And it was a little bit of it was a little frustrating because the show was set up. It was the first place at this new spot, which is the spot was rad. It wasn't the spot.
Okay.
It was some of the other bands.
Okay.
And
that
then
could be bad. Yeah, sometimes.
Legitimately, like everything we talked about like the things that frustrate you when you put bands on a bill that don't promote, that kind of have egos and show up.
Oh, dog.
Checked off all those boxes. So. There were some, like, I'm not gonna say their names. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be that petty.
I will,
even though I want to.
You know who you are.
You know who you are.
You know it. Put the camera on me. You know who you are.
Yeah, yeah. So like because of the scheduling and everything like that, when you book a show, right? Like, to me, if I'm working, I'm gonna make sure I can get my schedule moved around so I can at least be there on time. Maybe like if we're playing later, I might let you know we're gonna be a little bit later.
Right. Yeah.
So, one of the bands, first off, they rearranged the schedule and put there's 2 Lake Elsinore locals that were on the show. Mm-hmm. They moved one of them from like playing, I think, second to closing the show. Yeah. Because people had work and they had to
fair.
They're gonna be like, cool.
Okay, fair.
There was communication about that. They moved things around.
Fair.
Other people had to work. Hollow Points, they fucking ripped it. They were coming from 2 hours away. So they were like, they moved them around.
What a cool name for a band.
That's what I was like, dog.
Yeah, they killed it. They were like, and they were so heavy. It's
crazy. Yeah, you better be.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So they ripped it. So Low Sight, this is Low Sight's show because this is a spot that Carlos works at, right, and they're gonna do they're trying to do shows there. It's a cool little auditorium space. There's a nice little turnout of kids before right at doors. Rad. AC.
Yeah, you laugh.
It felt like a nice church show.
Okay,
because it was basically it looked like a little church auditorium.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
And so shout out Low Sight. They were like, hey, we'll move the schedule around. We'll play early in the night so that we can accommodate everybody else's schedules. So Low Side is slotted to play second. There's another band that's slotted to play first. They're communicating all this in the weeks coming up to the show. And that band is like, how do we go from playing third to first? And then they come out and say, hey, it's just because we're trying to accommodate everybody's schedule. We moved our slot forward so that you guys can play, blah, blah, blah. And then that band's singer didn't show up on time for them to play. Oh, I'm running late.
Dang.
Shout out to the rest of the band. They were there.
They were there.
Rest of the band was there.
They there.
Singer wasn't.
Yeah, catch you the next one.
And then so they show up late, then play their set, and then have the audacity to sit outside for everybody else's set.
Yeah.
Dang.
Not even like involved for, and like to me, I don't give a fuck if you watch my band or not.
I don't.
But like that's the type of shit that will get you not booked again. That's the type of shit that people don't want to play shows with you guys anymore.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
So like I'm not, shout out to the rest of the band for being there. Like,
shout out to Low Side.
Shout out
your own show, and you go listen
and you
to
go
Low
up
Side.
and they opened the show.
Open the show
to keep things rolling. They came out their show. They opened the show
and they killed it.
Fucking ripped.
I bet.
Ripped it.
I saw the photos. Shout out to Ryan, who does a lot of their photography and some art graphic stuff. I saw photos they took, and I was like, oh yeah, this is amazing. Yeah, it looked amazing. Yeah.
When Ivan was standing on the drum kit.
That's what I saw. I was like, I ain't never seen you act like this before. This is different. You going crazy.
So shout out to Low Side, man. They like,
real.
One, they worked their asses off to put this show together. And at the end of the night, like after all the bullshit, it was a cool show. It was a fun show.
Good hangs, yeah.
And I really hope that venue for Elsinore like sees
keeps
a lot
going.
more.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it was like hey, for their first show, it went really well.
That's good. That's really
Where like in Elsinore, like what was it by?
Parked out by the lake, man.
I was gonna say in
Really?
the lake.
It's right. It's legit. Right. It's off like Kellogg, on Main Street, like pretty much Elsinore Central. And it's basically it was a benefit show for the center itself is a center for adults with special needs.
Oh, that's so cool.
So they have a full music program.
That's
teach them
so
life
cool.
skills, shit like that. So
Yeah.
that I was like, fuck yeah, this is rad. And that whole program they have set up there is cool as shit. Like I'm like this. I love this. So I really hope that more shows happen there. I think Elsinore is like a space that's not really, there's not a ton of shows and stuff out there, so they can get this. Like if you put 50 kids in that room, it
go crazy.
Goes off.
Go crazy. It goes off.
Go crazy.
And there were kids out there just fucking headbanging.
Man.
Like,
listen, as an LA kid myself, when I finally started playing shows, I was mainly playing in like Anaheim, OC area. I was like, oh, this is cool. One of the first times I played a show in LA, dead. And I was like, I am so disappointed in y'all. Like this is embarrassing. Like, but I get it because there's always shows. Like there's just always, but it's always bigger bands. Like it's hard. We just played a show recently with some friends in Grey Bloom and Careful Gaze, and it was stoked because I was like, oh, I'm glad we get them out to LA. Like Grey Bloom, we're really good homies with from Texas, and we were like, oh, I'm so stoked for them. And we came, and it's like the show itself was fine, a good turnout, it's cool, but it's just convince people, hey, come to the show. Gotta pay for a ticket and parking, and it's a sketchy area. You might like, I want to go check out my car, make sure my car's okay. Like it's just a lot to ask you to come to LA shows, and so it's like it's weird. So all these other places, I'm always down because people appreciate it like crazy. It's always great. Always great.
and then so for differences, are all of you guys based in LA or is it?
Yeah, so that's the thing. Luckily, I get to sound like poetic and like cool on stage when I say like, oh, weird differences spread across Southern California, because we're legit like kind of are spread across. Like I'm LA, downtown LA. The drummer Nick is Carson. Gene is OC, and they're Fullerton. Like we're just all kind of spread. So that was like in the early days. When we first started the band, Nick, we were all meeting at his house when we were younger. They did this back in the day, younger, early days, and I think he was like, "Well, we're practicing at my house, so we should be from Carson." And we were like, "Yeah, yeah." And then G finally was like, "Nah, we play Anaheim too much. Let's just say Anaheim."
Yeah.
And then we were kind of at the debate like, where should we say we're from? And I think I got on stage and in the moment I was like, "We're differences. We're spread across Southern California. I don't know." And then from there, I was like, we just say that.
Yeah.
We just were very that. So people ask where we're from. SoCal, LA. I'm from here, this and there. It doesn't matter.
everywhere.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
Yeah.
Man, very, very. Our favorite thing is whatever core. We are very whatever core. We just play. Yeah.
You know what? Though? I feel like that's kind of an interesting question because it's like where, I mean,
What? Where you from, fool?
where
Yeah,
where
yeah.
are you from? Fool?
You look familiar, man.
But it's like, but I can kind of see that where it's like, well, we practice here, and so
Yep.
it's like this is
This is home.
This is
base.
it. This is home,
home base, you
Yeah.
know? But it's like, I don't know.
It was fair. Like it was, we didn't. It was a fair and it sounded cool saying Carson, like Carson, California was cool. We did it for a minute, but then we just kind of we played like one show in Carson, which was a dope show. Man, we're old school, man. We played a show. I'm trying to remember. I think we played the No Bragging Rights farewell show at Malone's or Stages. I think we played
Oh,
As differences?
we were the difference back then. I think.
The difference, or
Yeah, the difference. That was our
Okay.
band name. I don't remember because I remember being there and sweaty because I remember being like, I'm trying to remember if I played or not. This is why. So another thing that the problem is that I have terrible memory for I'm just the worst. So Gene is just my just my Palm Pilot where he's just like, hey, what happened with this? My Siri, what happened with this thing? He's like, yeah, it was this. I think because I remember I was being so stoked to see that farewell show would also be like a part of it. I think I could be wrong. I don't know, but
You-
it's,
like, was I sweaty from moshing, or was I sweaty
that's
from
what I'm
playing?
like. I don't
remember.
I don't remember. I don't remember. But so yeah, it is the thing of like playing. We played like one show in Carson, so that's where Gene's argument came from. Like we don't play here. Like we don't. We're always in OC. But me and Nick were kind of like, yeah, but we're not from there. Like me and Nick went to school in like Compton. We went to school together in Compton. So we were like, we would claim Compton, that would be hard, but we don't play shows here either. So again, it goes to the theory of like, we practice in Carson, so we might as well just say it. And I just got on stage and I was like, F it. I don't know, man. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
We outside. That's all that matters. We just outside. Yeah.
so I'm gonna say Riverside forever, dude.
Yeah. Forever.
Oh, you can't claim it anymore.
I sure can, dude.
You can't, dude.
They're 30 something years,
Who
dude.
who from No Bragging Rights is in Riverside now?
My dog's still
Not
there.
you.
Coda's
Not
still
you.
there. Coda's still holding it down in Riverside.
I feel like I'm more Riverside than you are now, dude.
You're
Oh,
Colton, dude. This is Colton.
I'm just saying.
Colton sounds hard too to say.
So Mike, when he was announcing Torture Culture, he goes, "We're Torture Culture from SoCal," and I just
And then me, Colton. You're from Colton.
You do this? No.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Well, because
I don't care. It counts.
Our lineup now, nobody's in Riverside anymore. So
It's Southern California. It
Yeah.
all counts. It's
it's okay.
fair. It's fine. They don't know. Outside people don't know. That
like,
person
what?
watching all the people on YouTube watching from Brazil that want you to come to Brazil all the time. They don't. They're like, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, they don't know.
we're Torture Culture from Norco.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I remember we started to put like Inland Empire and IE on like, some of our
That's
merch.
cool. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, but if you don't know, it sounds hard.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
IE,
It's Inland
IEC,
Empire. Oh man, yeah.
Like Inland Empire.
Like, you guys are fucking kings, dude.
Yeah,
man.
But then of course, obviously when we play with our friends, they're like,
Yeah, it's like saying we're from Newark.
Yeah.
You're trying to be from like East Coast. You're from Maine. No one cares. Shout out to Maine.
Shout out to Maine.
Y'all did the wrong. Shout out to Maine. Y'all cool. I've never been, but y'all sound cool. Oh man.
yeah, this might be wrong, and I don't want to throw them under the bus.
No, do it.
No, I think, but I'm pretty confident. I feel like Cruel Hand is from Maine, right?
Probably. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
No idea.
Let's maybe scratch that.
I'm gonna leave it just in case you're wrong.
They're like, we're from London. They're just like totally across.
You know what? I feel like I feel pretty confident about that because I embarrassed myself. I've been talking to Chris, I think the singer.
Yeah, double
and
down.
I was saying like he's like we're from Portland, and I was like, oh cool, I
Portland, Maine.
love the Pacific Northwest. He's like,
He's like, no, Northeast.
yeah, he's like, no, we're East Coast.
I don't blame you because the moment you said Portland, I was like, "There's a Maine in Portland." Like,
That's what I said.
I was like, it's like a main street. Like, I
That
don't
was my
understand.
surprise.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
I was so confused.
Shout out to them. What they got? I think they're like crawfish or something like that. I think the crabs. What are they? Seafood?
Lobster
Lobster.
Yeah.
Shout out to
No, for
shout out
the-
to Maine.
for their lobster rolls.
Right, man. Yeah, that's dope.
Damn, that sounds tight right now.
I know, dude. I'm starving.
Dude, I did a juice cleanse yesterday, and I had a salad today.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Wow.
I feel like Mike Perez right now. I feel like a LA boy.
Yeah,
That
man.
boy, dude.
I'm saying.
Raw juice.
Had a press hit up pressed juicery. Got the all day 6-pack, dude.
Jordan's like, why do you say that? You don't drink those juice.
It's like you don't even like that shit.
Yeah. I saw it in your garbage. It's like threw it away. What?
It was still full.
I like to think if I could afford it, I would do that.
That's what LA is about. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not about the actual thing. It's just can you afford it? You
afford
just buy stuff just to have it. That's what maybe tripping out there. Oh, my people. I rep though. I rep it. I'd be embarrassed, but I'd be repping it still. I don't care.
You're not making it easy.
Yeah,
But see-
not making it easy, but
the good thing is like you're a LA dude from LA.
Oh,
Like,
man.
so many people claim LA and they're not.
Oh, born
like,
and-
they're transplants.
Or born and bred, man. Born and bred. But I love LA. I love it. My girlfriend. Shout out my girlfriend. Shout out my girlfriend City.
Shout out girlfriends.
Shout out girlfriend City. She's from Philadelphia, and it's the whole thing that she came. She's here and everything, and she just hates the food here. And I'm
see
just
that.
like, yeah. So,
can see that.
But that's the thing, right? So the thing is, though, she was like, and I was just like, you right. You right. I gonna say, because I was telling her, I was like, as a kid, I remember there's a lot of restaurants I went. I was like, oh, this food was fire. And then, like, I went to college in Huntsville, Alabama, and something about coming back, it didn't. Not that the food in Huntsville was great, but it's just the food here was just. It started to go downhill. Like, Roscoe's used to be amazing.
Crack, dude.
And now I get my Natalie special, my little 2 waffles with mac and cheese and yams, and it's just sad. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened.
Everything got smaller.
Everything got smaller. It got a little too popular, I guess. That's why listen. I'm a firm believer in gatekeeping. Like happily,
Dude, same, man.
yes.
I feel like the game changed when they put one in Glendale.
That's
saying.
you know what, they had to cater to a certain audience, and that just
Yeah.
kind of ruined everything
Yeah.
and just went down. So I feel that. I definitely feel that. So yeah, but it's the so I rep LA hard, but people be like, well, LA got this, and I'm like, so you still here? Because I dealt with that a lot in Huntsville. I first went, oh, you're a Cali boy, you're a Cali. I was like, we don't say that, but okay, all right. And they're like, oh, we hate it, and a lot of those people that told me they hate it live here now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the issue. And you're like, it's crowded and everything like that. I'm like, yeah, leave. It's you. You're the reason why it's crowded. I earned my right here. I was born here.
Yeah, I was born
I
here.
born and bled this place, right?
I was born in Glendale, Adventist, okay?
Right? Bro, dog. Like, come on now. White Memorial. Like, I did my time. Come on now.
Chasing your dreams here.
Yeah,
Give up on your dreams. Go to
Please.
Atlanta. They're filming there now.
happily.
It is. I'm learning that whole transplant world. My wife is from Florida.
Dude, my favorite thing that Jordan
10 years
says.
ago.
Yeah.
Hi, Jordan. My favorite thing she says is like, yeah, I live in LA. I'm from Los Angeles.
Okay.
Jordan.
You're from the LA, the Louisiana LA. Not from this LA. You're from the down south LA. Yeah, no, it's funny. That whole transplant thing is funny because it's like not legitimate, but I had a friend had like a pool party thing yesterday, and I went, and like some of the first guests that came out, I was like, hey, how's it going? They're like, oh, hi. I was like, oh, that's a nice accent. She was like, yeah, I'm from France. I was like, okay, all right, that's dope. Does music, stuff like that. She was like, yeah, I got nominated for some Grammys, and I'm out here now. I just moved out here last month. And I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I
picked a time.
talked to somebody else. Yeah, I just moved from New York. I'm like, okay. And the last guy, I talked to this guy for like 20 minutes. Dope dude. I'm like, oh man, you cool? He's like, yeah, man. I was like, so what do you do? He's like, I'm an actor. Like that. I was like, oh, okay, you moved here from somewhere. But I was like, oh, that's cool, man. He was like, yeah, man, I moved from Minnesota. And I just like hard-eyed rolled like, everybody's coming. Everybody's here.
Dude, okay, so real genuine question.
Yes, yeah.
Was this a pool party where people actually get in the pool, or was this a pool party everybody stands around the pool?
All right, listen. So
Because that's very LA.
I'm gonna break this down for you. One, because there's two things. One that's very LA, and one that's very my people. Like people, we just don't get in the pool. But, I don't know. And the best part about it is that we all come dressed like there will
Ready.
be 100 dudes no shirts, swimming trunks, the tiniest bikinis you ever seen, and not one toe is dipped in the pool. So this one, I was saying, like, we all got in the pool, and midway through, we were all sitting there, we were all chilling, we all kind of got quiet, and I was like, I'm proud of us. We are all in this pool hanging out. This is who said you can't break stereotypes? Like, we are breaking barriers here. You know, we're doing.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Look at
Who
us.
would have thought?
Someone get a camera.
Not me.
Someone get a camera. Let's
It was the thing though. Like, it's been hot, so I was like, oh, I can't wait for this pool party, and I went. And we was like, oh, go to the lobby. It's an apartment complex. Go to the lobby, turn in. I was like, bet. And I turned, and it did like the whole like record scratch, because I'm pretty sure the pool was like the size of this rug. Like it was just a 3-foot one too.
It's just a hot tub.
So and I was like, and it was a jacuzzi. At first, I didn't think it was a jacuzzi, because I was just like, this is like malpractice of like, like rental spaces. Like, you can't put like, we have a pool in our place. You can't do that.
Yeah.
This has to be. This is terrible.
Yeah.
Because it was something like, we had one of my friends. Someone did the thing where they dragged her into the pool, and we were like, oh, but she was like, oh, and then popped up, and she was like, no, I can't swim. And I lost it. I was like, it's 3 feet. It's you can do a handstand and your face still won't be in the water in this. Like, you're good. You're fine. So it was good. It was a good time. But yes, to the question, we broke stereotypes for LA people. And I'm like, I was proud of us. We broke those stereotypes, and we got in the pool, and we had a great time.
I love that. I love that for you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of us. Proud of us for sure.
Man. I just...
that was the thing for the rest of the day for me. I can't swim. And like, all of us were like, and everybody just paused and was like, what?
Like, not even waist deep in the water.
Like, what?
Just stand up.
Just stand up. No,
You're basically baptized.
Yeah. I love her, but I won't put her on blast for that one. I won't say who that was. I shout out everybody, but I'm not going to shout her out. I'm going to put her on blast for that one. But yeah. Yeah, man.
Dude, so, all right, so... With differences, so
yeah.
You guys have been doing this for a minute, just under different names, right? Same lineup or
core lineup. We've had some members. Started as a 5P. Man, like if you want the lore, I'll give you the lore. I just turned 30 in March, and so it's that thing of like at like 27, 28. I was like, oh man, I'm getting up there. But around 28, 29, I was like, oh no, I feel great. This is great. I love this. This is going to be the best time of my life.
Once you accept it.
And it's not hard to accept. I was like, oh yeah, no. Seeing other people that were older doing it, I never thought like, oh, it's past for prime. I was like, no, I'm glad that they can still do that. I don't know if I would be, but I was like, oh no, I still feel like a 12-year-old mentally, like I'm an idiot. So, okay, it's the full lore. You go high school. I go to my high school. I'm friends with the drummer Nick for our band now, but me and him do not know that we each like rock music. Like, we don't. He's 2 years older than me, so we hang out, we play basketball, stuff like that together, but we don't really talk music, stuff like that. To the point, I walk by, we had like a band room, and I see it's open. I'm like, why is this open? I go in, and I see they're having like a band practice, and I'm like getting into like more heavier music, and I'm like, oh, you guys have like a little rock band? That's cool, you know, everything. And they're like, yeah, we play like a little mellow music. And I was like, shut up, I want to join. I went in. I was just learning like guitar. I started with keyboard, like playing piano for my first instrument. So I was like, I'm not good at guitar yet. So I was like, I'll be the keyboardist, because this is like 2008, 9. So this is tack on tack.
The height of
Asking Alexandra getting in. So I'm like, oh, I can do that. That's easy.
Yeah.
I can hop in. I can get some chords and some synthesizers, and just, I loved seeing like, the first time I saw a keyboardist was probably Under Oath, and just seeing him hit the button and then just running across the stage and just go, I was like, oh, I can do that. That's easy. I'm down. I'm with it. So anyway, we do that band through our last breath. Cool high school name. I like that one, but doesn't work out. Anyway, to get to the main lore, about 2012, 2013, I go to college, and Nick is like, hey, I'm not doing this band anymore. And I was like, yeah, me neither. And we were like, oh, let's do our own thing. So me and Nick are Christian, so we were like, oh, let's do a thing. We go to churches and play like our little acoustic guitars, you know.
Did you go to Oakwood?
I did. Yo.
Okay.
You know Oakwood?
Oh.
That's great.
Okay.
Oakwood is popular for music too.
Yeah.
Which is why I went. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Shout out Oakwood. Not really, y'all. I messed with y'all, but y'all kind of.
It's a love-hate relationship with that whole system.
Shout out Oakwood though. Shout out Oakwood for real. So Yeah, I went to Oakwood, and me and him were like, because this is my favorite thing of how life works. So we're like, we start a little band. We're playing acoustic guitars. We go play for church and stuff like that. He's the main guy because Nick can sing. That boy can blow. Shout out Nick. So here we go. So we're doing that, and then we're like, hey, let's make it a little heavier. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm better at guitar now, and we can do this. Because Nick was a drummer for the first band we had, but he was the singer, but he never got the chance. Long story. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's the same thing. He was supposed to be the singer, but then the drummer we had, the first time we booked a show, our first ever show in high school, Chain Reaction, we were stoked. 50 tickets pre-sale. Ooh. Sold it all to our high school friends. Evan, man, we're going to figure it out somehow, dog. Yeah. We don't know. We're going to figure it out. So we played. So it gets to it. Nick doesn't get to sing. He has to play drums instead because we couldn't get a singer. We just got our singer replacement because our drummer quit like months before. All right. Anyway, flash forward to now. We start to get heavier. I'm on guitar. I have another homie on guitar. Nick is the singer. But just to jam out, he's playing the drums to be like, hey, this is how the songs go. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. I go for my first semester of college, and around October, Nick calls me. He's like, hey, man, I booked us a show at Chain. I was like, cool. With what members? Like, what are we? Yeah. He was like, oh, I got a guitar player and a bass player. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'll play guitar, other guy's guitar, bass player. What about drummer? He's like, I'm still working on it. Well, we're going to figure it out. I was like, all right, it's fine. So November comes, I come back home. It's in December. When I come back home, there's going to be 2 weeks before the show. So I'm like, what about the drummer? He was like, I can't find anybody. So we were like,
it's going to be you, big dog.
We were like, who's going to sing? And there was a lot of singing. It was not a lot of it was a lot of singing. So at that point, I was like, I'll do it. I guess I'll just do it. Because we found another guy who also played guitar. So we could have easily rhythm lead, let him do it. Mm-hmm. I'll do the singing. And I did first, never done that before, ever. Never done screaming or yelling before, ever. And I just got up there, I did the show. And I think everyone really liked us, but I think it's because I sounded horrible. But like today, I was just jumping around and going crazy. Because I watched a lot of people and I was like, I want to do that. I want to just leave it out there on the floor. So then I did that like, okay, cool. Let's get you back up here, Nick. I get back on guitar and drums, but he was like, actually, you're kind of good. And so since like 2013, I'm in this position of being a frontman that I did not ask for. I still look at Gene play guitar and I'm like, should have been me. Could have been me. But so for members, we go with original members. You know how it is. We deal with the thing of I'm playing organ for Sunday churches. I'm making like $50, $100. And we're just shout out Malone's or stages at this point. Every Sunday, we're playing a show there just to get reps in, whatever. But it's me playing church in the morning, driving out to Santa Ana, putting my money down to pre-sale because we're trying to promote. We have no fan base, so we have to do pre-sale. So we're like, all right, Evitt. We got these other members who are like, oh, can you get my girlfriend's ticket? And we're like, you get it. Yeah. You get the ticket, dog. Yeah. Like, you pay for it.
Yeah. It's not making out with me. It's making out with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, oh, man, that was me and Nick. We've been through it. So after that, Gene comes in, and Gene is just, for real, shout out Gene. Because Gene is. He's
your guitar player, right?
He's a guitar player. That boy, he don't play, bro. He's the hardest working dude I've ever seen. Like, and it was the thing that he came in, and he was like, I'll play bass, because we lost our bass player. We lost our guitar player, and our bass player was one of those like, no, I can play guitar. I only did this because you already had one. So he plays. It's fine. It's whatever. But Gene gets on bass, and he's like, yeah, you guys have something here, and if these stick around, you ain't gonna do it. Mm-hmm. And so, Nick is a nice person. We didn't really have that musicianship hard skin yet to be like, hey guys, you're out the band, because we were just like, well, we feel bad because they're having a good time. But Gene was like, I do not care, get out.
You want me to do it? I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. So we go from then. We had these a band we made friends with, this guy Jordan Damasco. This is why I start shouting everybody out. Shout out Jordan Damasco, who was a big part of The Difference and early Differences. He helped write a lot of stuff for guitar. Now he's with the band Cold View. It's a hardcore band Cold View. He's with them now. Yeah. Which also a big thing. He's the one that put me on to no bragging rights. Because when we first got it, he was like, yeah, you know, because there's other men around. I was like, I've never heard of that. He was like, get in the car. We're gonna listen to this right now. Get in the car.
Let's get fast.
I was like, oh, dog. Yeah. So, yeah, he came around. Sean Yezo, shout out Sean from Pennsylvania. All these dudes keep moving here. He was like, hey, I'm moving. He saw like us on Facebook, and Nick put, we're looking for guitarists. He was like, hey, I'm moving there and I play. Can I play? And we were like, yeah. Great dude, amazing beard. And it was just cool. It was cool to have the two Seans there. And that was the original 5-piece. And we were just some young dudes just having a great time. Sean had to bounce. We picked up Marcos. Shout out Kush. That's his nickname, Kush. Now he's with, Marcos is with Resist. Shout out Resist. Resist, the latest hardcore band. No hardcore band coming out right now. Got Marcos. So now we're down to the 5. It was Jordan, Gene, Marcos, me, and Nick. And this was like Sean, the other Sean played a huge part, but in 2015 we had the name brand. We're like, let's just drop the, because that was, you know, we had the vibe of what band was that made it popular, you know, when you're doing the breakdowns and everybody, like, you know, you jump on your feet, but the band that turned sideways to do it, we had that kind of that. Yeah, we were going for that, like, not preppy. We were like, we're still energy and like rough, but let's keep it clean. And then we were like, no, I think we're too raw. So just drop the. We sound too pretty. Drop the. Let's just go differences and let's get.
Ladies
like
and gentlemen,
15.
the difference.
The difference, exactly. Yeah, like the difference. And it was like, all right. So we dropped that. Later, Jordan dropped out. Marcos dropped out, and for a split second, we were a 3-piece, and we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna hit that. I brought a keyboard out. I played keyboard during some songs. I was like, this is cool to come back to like the roots of how I got in this, to be like a vocalist and then play and then go back. But then we picked up our boy BJ. Shout out BJ. That's my dog for real. Also in Resist now, the bass player for Resist. Came to play bass, got a 4-piece going. And as of now, like this new wave we have now, BJ has now like officially left and he's with Resist, and it's great. So we're down to a 3-piece again at this point. So, but it's really fun. Like right now, I feel as a band, it is good. And the main thing I can say for all these members we've had, at least the core of like Jordan coming in, it has been, I've been doing this since 2013, right? Which isn't much. I mean, I'm coming up, I've passed 10 years, 11 years.
Solid.
It's fine. But I look back on it, and the main thing, I love meeting new bands. I don't know. I mean, I get it, because like jumping around, energy on stage, a lot of new bands come to me like, oh, advice and what do you do? Like, and I'm like, I'm the wrong person to ask, man. I'm a nobody, dog. Ask me for advice. I'll give it, but I mean, whatever. But it's the number one advice I give to people that start bands or want to start a band and everything like that is that if you want to get paid, you know, get the best people. Sure, do that. But just in general, if it's passion, if it's fun, you got to do it with your friends. Yeah. You got to, because when we have our disputes, when it's like, no, as the easiest for me, I've never really had a debate or an angry back and forth with any of my bandmates, because for me, it is you want what's best for this band. Yeah. I want what's best for this band. So I know that if I hit, hey, look at this riff, I have this idea, and you're like, that's not it. I know you're not attacking me. I know you're not saying that I ain't got it. You just think that that's not best for the band. Even if I feel like it, I have to trust it. And that goes basically to in this whole thing. That because I've been talking too long. Sorry, I'll be yapping. I be yapping, bro. I be yapping.
You're good.
The most proud I am of this band is the last album we put out, The Family Portrait. Shout out The Family Portrait. Go check that out. The most proud I am is The Family Portrait, because we started writing album idea in 2019 when it was like the 5-piece, and then we started losing people, and then the pandemic happened, and you know, everything here. We rewrote this album about like 3-4 times. It's 10 songs I think on it, 10-11 songs on it, and I think only 2 songs, and even then technically only like 1 song made it from like our original start of writing music. And it really was the thing of like, before Jordan would write a lot of the stuff, I will put lyrics to it. We kind of haven't. We would just go, right? This time, it was a lot of this was Gene, who is like, he switched from bass to guitar. He was like, hey man, I want to be better at guitar. He just got in the lab and just started working on it, and he just wrote a lot of this album. And it took a lot. I'm proud of it because it took a lot of me being like music theory brain, music household brain, to hearing some of his stuff and being like, it might be cleaner if we do this, that, but me to be off the reins and be like, no, I'm gonna trust what you got. And it's a great sound. It's a great raw sound that I'm like, this is a differences thing. I feel this translates who we are very well. So it's the whole thing of like, you gotta love the people you're with, because we've been friends with bands and had times of seeing like, oh, six set, and they're like, oh, thanks man, but Steve over there was just being a dickhead, and I'm like, yo. So it's
you
it's
were
been
at some
amazing.
torture culture shows.
So yeah, it's been the full lore of differences is that full lore of differences is that it's just right now we're out to a 3-piece, and it's raw. We love BJ, we love everything that he's given. Respectful, mutual parting of ways. Like there's no like I get out. It was literally just like, yeah, we're just gonna move, So it was, right now we're stoked.
It's got tracks, dog. You don't need a bass player. Just throw bass in the track.
But and that's what we said. We were like, dang, okay, he's gone. What do we do? And we were like, oh, just put tracks. And I started putting that, and I was like, it's more work for me.
Yep.
I don't load in. I don't do any extra work. Like, don't put more on my plate. All right. I had to sit there and look pretty, and I'm already not good at that. Like, make this easier for me, please.
Time to build that pedal board.
Time to build a pedal board. That's what to do, man. For real. Yeah,
so the when you guys played at stages when we played together, did you play as a 3-piece?
that was a 4-piece then.
I was
Yeah. He just left
Okay.
a few months ago.
I was like, I know I'm not crazy.
No.
Somebody on the other side.
Yeah. No. But shout out to BJ and Resist, because he's with Resist now, and they freaking crush, dog. They're so hard,
Sick.
so hard.
Sick.
Going back to the whole like it's good to write with your friends. It also, I think it's one of those like at least I'll speak for myself. It took me a while to really warm up to like criticism from from the dudes in my band.
Yeah.
But I was put through a lot of practice with my dudes, because our MBR guitar player Daniel, like he knows exactly what he wants or he's looking for.
Yeah.
And then Martin, our drummer, same thing. He knows exactly what he's hearing, and so like it was like the early days of us writing. We wouldn't really. I wouldn't demo any lyrics or any vocal takes. So everything when we get to the studio, it was kind of like maybe what they kind of heard during our jamming through the songs.
Right.
And then when I'm like in the booth and it's time to go, like I appreciated the trust that they had as far as like I'm going in, I hope they like it, and then doing it, and then the parts where they're like oh hey that part didn't work there. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it is. I definitely get that, man. Listen, I am a hardcore introvert. Group project is not in my no. I'll just do it. I have a certain way I can do it. I know I can get it done with this time. I can be efficient. It takes a lot to trust people in that space. Same thing even for this last record. Which again comes down to just like loving people that you're with and everything like that. But it was Gene. We started writing this once we kind of figured out what we wanted to do. I was like, okay, bet. I started writing. I had some stuff. I feel like I had some really good stuff. And Gene was like, hey man, I kind of want to make this record like a dedication to my mom, my late mom that passed. And I was like, I got so much I already have down, dog. But you know what? I'm going to trust you, and I'm going to get to that, to where he wrote a lot of stuff and I would just kind of edit it and stuff like that. And again, for me, it was, I'm happy I trust him because it's some of my best lyrical content where I'm like, oh, this is great. Like I feel like I really pushed myself in this sense. And so, yeah, it's also the thing that this is, if group projects aren't your thing, being in a band is not for you, because you got to. Because that I still remember during the pandemic when we got together to like rehearse something, and I wrote a little riff, and I was really proud of it. I was still terrible at the guitar, but I was really proud of it. I was like, oh man, I brought it, and they liked it, and we jammed it for like 3 days, and then we never touched it again. And I was like, guys, away. Yeah, you know.
That Burner State song.
Come back, but it's so like it also is the trust because this whole conversation just reminded me of that, and I was like, I forgot I even wrote that, like because it was garbage. It was pure garbage. I'm never gonna bring that thing back, you know. But that criticism thing that takes a lot. It takes a lot because being in a band it can, as you said, with these other bands that come in and stuff like that, new bands, it is so easy to get an ego, bro. It's so easy.
I think Creative Void killed all my ego.
Yeah,
Genuinely.
Yeah, MBR killed mine, like in a good way, you know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And I know that our guitar player also Daniel, like he's he's crazy. And then when we would ask him stuff, I remember him later on telling us like, you know, I understand that you guys aren't attacking me.
Right.
We're like, no, they were just saying like, try this riff.
We are.
We are.
Easy Out's definitely attacking
it's full on war. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but that I like that. You know, if you can just check ego, that's like the biggest thing.
You got to, especially me. I guess for me it is on the not serious side. For me, I was able to do it early enough because I was like, again, music brain. I feel like, I can write like good music. I can write stuff like that, but I'm not the one even playing it. Like I'm just yelling. So for me at least, my ego was checked of like, I don't have the right to tell this person exactly we need to do all this stuff when they're playing it. Yeah. Especially because he's not hired by me. He's not an employee. I don't just like, I pay you to do it. Like, we're both trying to figure it out, get out the mud. You play it. I'm going to trust your skill so that you play because you'll easily master it more than I would. So, you know, just don't tell me how to write though. Like, stay in your lane. Not kidding. Yeah.
I still remember going in for the second Creative Void EP, and we did pre-production on a few of the songs before because this was already like we're already Pure Noise era, and I remember writing some songs. We would track them and send them to Jake, and like it wasn't rude, it wasn't disrespectful. It's just the way he said it to me. He was just like, "You ran out of things to say here, huh?" And I was like, "Fuck."
You're like, I spent a fucking night on that line.
I was like, I even had Martin come to my house and shit on me while I was fucking recording this before I recorded that. And I rewrote the whole song, but it ended up in the end like way stronger of a song. Yeah. But like little things like I know it wasn't. Well, maybe it was. I know it wasn't like it wasn't from a place of like malice, right?
Yeah.
But the shit like that, you kind of like it starts to go, oh, okay, cool, yeah,
man. Yeah, that's my thing for all new people, young people that want to, anybody that wants to start a band in that sense, is that you got like, if you feel like, if you really feel like you have to be the one to write music, like you got to be the one to do it, just do a solo project.
Yeah,
just do a solo project.
I agree.
Because if you take that ego with you there, unless these are your friends and they're used to you, and even then, like
you can only handle so much.
You can only handle so much because I've also had that. Like we've had plenty of bands who we were like super cool with, all buddy, all hanging out all together. Those people don't talk anymore. We all still talk. Like I every time I get a chance to see Jordan, I'm stoked. I'm like, oh man, it's good to see you, brother. Like everybody else, I know they beefing now, and I'm like, yeah, man. Some people just ain't built for it, dog. And there's nothing wrong with that. This lifestyle is not built for everybody.
It's a lot of girlfriends to have. I'm telling you,
it's a lot.
It's a lot of girlfriends.
My girlfriend does not understand that. I'm like, Gene is my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Nick is my musical husband. I am in a poly relationship with him and Gene. Like that's just how it is.
Dude,
that's how it is.
You get to the point where it's like, I feel like with NPR, it's one of those things where like if you stay mad, then like that's you now.
That's you.
Like,
it's on you.
Everyone's
on you.
And I think we got to the point where everyone like knows that. So
yeah,
we're like pretty good about like
And
still mad
I love when you finally get to that sync point where you know this is gonna piss you off, but you're gonna be mad for an hour, and then we're gonna get over.
We're gonna get over it,
and you know exactly the process that these people are gonna go through. Like until they're over it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like,
and it's satisfying.
Dude, freaking today with Rick.
Oh yeah, I felt bad, but shout out Rick for
shout out Rick.
Editing
our music video and
so Rick has taken on like the brunt of our editing for all our stuff for Easy. He also plays bass in the band, so it's like he's got this. He's also our merch guy.
He also runs his own successful printing company.
So we all like the nice thing about Easy Out is everybody kind of has their like everybody has their job.
Yeah, right.
And it's been pretty like solid
Good.
as far as like what everybody does. But
Yeah.
Rick's taking on editing, and he, like, you know, actually when this episode drops, the song and video will already be out. We're surprise dropping a single and a music video tomorrow.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
So, you know, rad. And I think honestly it's one of my favorite songs that Easy Out has done.
That's sick.
And I hope that it becomes the banger for 4th of July, because
Heck yeah.
that was the plan for it.
Heck yeah.
But so we saw like an early cut of the video, and we're all like,
Yeah.
dude, like nostalgia, like we're like happy crying, like fucking love this shit, right? And then he sends us a new cut, and it had like extra transitions and effects and stuff like that. Shit that looks cool. Like the video looks cool.
Content, yeah.
But to us, we're like, hey man, can we dial all that back? Because I loved it without all that extra stuff.
And it's funny because, like, I don't know if it was you or Steve, or somebody was just like, you know, but maybe it's just us. Maybe we're just old.
It was me.
Is that you?
I said like it might just be me. Like if everybody else loves it, we can roll with it because it's rad.
Yeah.
But I prefer it without,
that. Yeah.
you know, stuff.
Yeah.
And then everybody else is kind of like, I prefer it too. And then,
This content era is I had to. It's the same thing for differences. Like we've been a band for a while. We've never like popped. And again, we just love doing this. Like we're just this is not. I would say this is not about the money for us. We just love making music. We love hanging with each
you
other.
can make money doing this. I didn't.
That's not I had no idea, right? So for the point, like I was saying, I was like, okay, we do feel like we want to take it another step because we're trying to tour more. So okay, so we need some more eyes on us. And I had to be the one to be like, listen, I've just been watching too much TikTok lately, and unfortunately, content is king.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, so we got to go this route of doing content. And everybody's like, yeah, you know, we're kind of on board. And it was, I think it's one of our first things where I was like, all right, we're gonna do a dumb TikTok trend. We're gonna do the I'm a this role. Right, like I'm a singer. Like the first clip is me.
Yeah.
I'm a singer. Of course, I don't do loading, like, you know, stuff like that. And I'm a bass player, all like that. And I was like, all right, we're going to rehearsal. I was like, all right, guys, you guys trust me. We gotta do this. We gotta line this up. And they're like, all right, we'll do it. And, you know, 20,000 views. Like I just took off. And I was like, for the first ones we did, I was like, that means this works. That means we gotta keep doing stuff like this, you know. And it is fun. Like I have my older brother Warren. Shout out Warren. My older brother, he's a film guy. Like I'm the music guy. He does film stuff. Cool. So it's like I also just enjoy talking films with him and just talking ideas, stuff like that. So I enjoy creating content, but it is that thing of like, oh brother, it hurts. So when we have right now, we have some like drum playthrough stuff for some music we may or may not have coming out also. Maybe this week coming out. Ooh. But also, I don't want to step. Yeah, you guys.
This drops on Friday, so.
Oh, okay, so maybe the same day, maybe you should go check out my band's new song today that just came out.
Click on the link.
Click on the link.
Here.
Right
I'm not
here.
gonna put the link here.
It's okay.
I'm always gonna forget.
It's called Calcify. Go listen to it, I guess. So we have some.
So we're dropping music same day.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I was like, oh man, that's super dope. Yeah,
some bangers coming out on today.
We're gonna make sure I know. All the heat.
Coming out on today.
Yeah. So we have like a whole bunch of like content that's super dope, and it's like film. Gene does photography, film stuff like film editing, all that stuff. He's great. So we filmed some stuff for Nick, shot wide perfectly, looks great, looks beautiful, just open shot. And today, as I was like trying out something, like let me try it in vertical for content, and I was like, dang, this is gonna work too. And I got it. So I had to text them like, hey guys, like this is cool. What do you guys think? I don't know. And they were like, no, this is great. Let's do it. I was like, okay. So do y'all want to like put the other stuff on YouTube then? And they're like, I didn't really think about that. And I was like, can we? Because it looks really good. Yeah. I would have used the art we have, you know. Mm-hmm. But that's the game. Like it's, you know, you kind of, you have like your vision like, oh, that looks so good. And then you realize, but to push it over the edge, you kind of have to, you got to brain rot it. You got to put the whole brain rot on it, you know?
I was showing them, there's a video of these two dudes, like, you know, they've got their tripod set up and they're doing some TikTok videos. And the guy stops the video and he's like, fuck, dude, we're losers. I was like, that's how we feel. That's how we feel doing this shit.
That's the game now. It works, man. You know, you got to play the game. That's it. For the longest time, I was the whole ignorant in the sense of like, but I just want, I like, it's about the passion, it's about the art,
Right.
it's about the craft. Like that's what it's about. And it's still, but you have to realize, you know, it still is. Like it's still fine for people that just care about the passion art. They'll be there. But the people that, you know, need the, you know, goldfish attention span, you know, make it shiny, you know, patch it up so they're like, oh, I like that, and I'll come see this too. And it's also fun. Like it's great. Yeah.
I think if the music is still the music,
It's still the music. That's what's fun.
you know, and then all the other stuff, it's like who was it? I feel like it was like No Effects or someone had like this quote, and it's like, he's like, I never understood why they call Green Day sellouts. He's like, the stuff they played when they were unsigned to the stuff they play now, it's the same
It's the
fucking
same stuff.
thing. It's the same thing.
They just have nicer clothes
Yeah.
and gear.
Yeah. The Ramones
Yeah.
sound the same. They can play at stadiums and
Same
like
thing. And that's the thing. You just have to get out of that mind. Like for us, we were very, a lot of us, we were very like, we just don't like social media. Like I just don't. I'm only on like Twitter just for memes. I don't care if I have a big following or not. I barely post on Instagram. But it's just the thing of like, it's not. It was some people that are just straight up like, you know, that's some loser stuff and some poser stuff to post this. I'm like, that's fair. But that's being like, again, if your music's good, just make some eye candy to go with it, and that's it. Like that's also part of the creative process. Like when you call yourself an artist, expand to other mediums. Like you can't just stay here. You got to expand to other mediums. You know.
And you can't hate on the fact that like the world has changed.
The world's changed.
Right? Like
It's going to keep changing too.
yeah, and like people, was it Daniel that we were talking to, from Gideon, Daniel, right? About how content has changed, and he's saying basically like music videos are probably dead.
They're extinct.
Because because at this point in time, like it's too long form content.
Yep.
Right. But to me, I'm like, we're doing these videos because we love them.
Yeah.
I'm sure other people love them too.
Nothing wrong with that.
and we're trying to make them. I think it's more of a push to make them interesting.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just like, you know, some bands can get away with. I think we just watched a video today of
It's one shot.
one shot.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
I
sick, but the
love
song's
one-shot
sick.
stuff. Yeah.
You know, and so
I don't move well enough to be in a one shot video. I get tired fast, and you know, like that thick boy energy where I just need to take a break sometimes. I can't be in a one shot video. You need to cut away from me.
The chaff thighs.
Dude,
You gotta
go hard for one. Just think about put all your energy in one song. dude.
Last time I went real hard for one song, I had to lean on you.
No, that's
That was at the end though.
That's fair
That was
though.
at the end.
No, that is really fair because we'll practice our set. We also more shout outs coming, but we also have a. So I just break the fourth wall.
all right.
I don't care. I'm having a conversation with y'all, and then I'm like you
Right down the barrel of the camera.
specifically. Yeah. So we practice our sets. You know, it's fine. But you're right. When it comes to a music video, and I'm like, all right, action. We practice for 3-4 hours. No problem. I'm a little tired. I'm a little sweaty, but it's fine. Going hard on a song, I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
What is happening? Like it's the second take, and I'm over it. I'm
Yeah.
like, I hope you got what you got because you're not getting anything else from
Got
me.
everything? We're
Yep. One take, Jake. That's it. Because I ain't got nothing left in me.
Dude, there was, when we shot the Torch Culture video with Noe, by the end of it, it was just me and Noe left, and we were doing my individual shots because everybody else
It's like, yeah, I'm
tripled
out. I'm
right?
out.
And so like we're going through, and I'm like fucking like you know playing, and we just had a moment after the song ended. We're both looking at each other like. Because as I'm like
even
running
he's
around,
breathing.
like, and he's following me with the camera, right? So he's, you know, whatever, and we're just drenched in sweat, just.
No, you know, the kidney.
And at that time, George Culture hadn't played in a year and a half, so I would
yeah,
had
bro.
no stamina.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
It's not right. That's I feel like again, it's my before playing a set, it was the thing of like, all right, guys, just mentally prepare. Let's go outside and stretch for like 2 minutes, like before the show, stuff like that. Now it is. I watch, you know, I watch the merch table because I want to talk to people. I want people to be like, oh, you know, you can come talk to me. I don't want to appear like, oh, I'm not reachable, you know.
Yeah.
So it's the thing of like I hate when we do play with homies and we're like back to back or like we're after them because it's like when your set starts, I know that like you got 25-minute set. When you start your second song, I gotta go stretch. I need 15 minutes. I need 20 minutes to get warmed up and stretch because it's no joke. Like I ain't trying to play none of that. So it's these warm-ups are bad, man. I miss it. I miss just playing. I miss going to stages, legitimately going to stages, grabbing a Subway sandwich before my set, and the gas station grabbing a bag of like Skittles and the brisk iced tea, the giant Arizona's or brisk iced tea, like just down in that, and then getting on stage like it's nothing. I miss that so much. I miss it so much, bro.
I can't do it. I can't do that.
Yeah,
I have to wait till after I play to eat.
Have a salad. Gotta have a salad. If I'm that hungry, I'm just gonna have to just wait. Yeah, you're right.
So, before that, actually at that you guys' show, my wife and I were gonna stop to eat, and it's one of those things where I was dude, we're about to go hard at Carl's Jr.
Oh no!
And then I was just like, I think I'm getting up there with torture culture. I was like, it's just 30 seconds. But then also I was just like, this is just playing a dangerous game.
You played a dangerous game, man.
Wait, so Skittles and brisk iced tea, was that like your
any candy? No, it was never like I gotta do this to feel better. I just was like, I got time. I Mr. Incredibles thing where he's like, oh, I gotta go stop this feeling. I got time. That was me. I'm just like, I always playing Malone's every weekend. Like, I'm gonna go grab a snack. I got time. I'm gonna go eat, Sour Patch Kids, whatever. All this, I'm cool. I'm chilling.
What was yours?
Paydays were my
Paydays
are like my tour. It's like I don't even know what I enjoy paydays.
I get that,
but I don't get them like just in my everyday
outside
life.
No, yeah, just like only when you start doing shows. You're
just
like,
when I'm doing shows, all of a sudden I want
comfort. Yeah, I feel that.
Nuts.
What is my?
What I just said.
Is that? Waiting for it.
Mine was a Smart Water, a Red Bull, and the chocolate donuts.
Oh my god.
Full fat kid.
Oh dog, I don't know how you. Oh man,
dude, a Red Bull.
I would combust if I did that
Yes.
now on stage. I would combust before the shit started.
Heavy on the energy drinks.
Heavy on the.
I remember. I think it might have been like. I don't know. It's a place where I knew we were gonna be hanging out afterwards, hanging out late.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'm gonna
I missed that too. Yeah.
I'm gonna have my energy drink, because normally like after the set, like when I'm trying to hang out at night, like I would drink Red Bull and like vodka or something.
Yeah, you're crashing it.
Yeah, just to keep me, just so I can hang.
Yeah.
And I remember just being like, I'm gonna have one before the set, and that way I won't have any kind of crash.
Yeah, you'll burn it, and then you'll just be regular.
Yeah.
That's math.
Yeah.
That's math right there.
Dude, I just remember being like really, like I was talking real fast, and I think at one part like my heart felt like it was like I was like, man, I'm in a panic attack on stage right now, like, and I just remember being like, that's definitely after the set.
After the set thing, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But,
Yeah, I couldn't. I don't even drink energy drinks. The only time I'll have an energy drink is I take the night shift for tours when driving. Mm-hmm. So that's the only time I'll have an energy drink, and I'm like, all right, cool. I don't know. I just run off. It's the same thing like coffee. I don't drink coffee because I'm just like, one, the taste, but I just wake up in the morning and run off of like pure hatred that I had to wake up that morning. So I'm just like, I'm wired.
I love that.
I'm wired. I'm like, I don't need it.
that's the best.
It's 6 a.m. I wake and I'm like, I hate this.
Yeah.
Everything I have to do today, I hate this, and I'm just running off of that.
Dude, my wife doesn't do coffee. Well, now she drinks decaf coffee, but she drinks it because she likes it.
It's just dirt water.
You fucked this poor girl up, man.
But
You got
she
her
doesn't-
eating meat and drinking coffee.
It's dirt water, dog. I can't do it. It's dirty dirt water.
Maybe one of these days I'll let you try my dirt water, and then if you don't like it,
So everybody says, man, I can't. Like,
as hard as you, I will do this as hard as you want. If you don't like it, I'll let you punch Mike in the stomach.
wait, I'm Mike. I'm Mike today.
I'm fairly confident in his coffee, so we can do it.
I can't. So the one time at work, so for a minute, for my life journey, the past 8-9 years, I've been a teacher. I've been teaching. I was teaching 5th grade, and the school I worked at downtown LA. My staff, my coworkers, they were dope people. It really felt like The Office. I felt really great to be there. It was just a great time. So one of them was like, when they all were like, you don't drink coffee? Because we all get started, but you don't drink coffee? I was like, no, man, I don't want it. So they got me a very small iced coffee. And I was like, okay. Had a sip. I was like, this is hot tua, you know? I just like hot tua. That thing.
Hey, that's a great thing.
You're right. That's the wrong thing, yeah. But I was like, this is gross. They're like, no, you gotta add more milk. And I'm also a big, I love cereal. Love cereal. But don't you dare give me like, you want some chocolate cookies? Yeah. You want a glass of milk? I would be offended. I do not drink milk like raw. This is gross.
Same.
Can't do it. Cereal though, oh man, give me the whole bottle in the cereal. That's fine. But so a bunch of milk, bunch of cream, bunch of sugar, everything. Disgusting. I got about like, from the small cup, I got about like half, like a third before I was like, guys, I can't do it. This is too gross. But they got me that at like 9 a.m. By recess time, I was sitting there supervising, and it just and I was like, oh no. Yep. Oh, this is what they be talking about. Oh, that was not fun.
It's working.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I see why you need coffee to stay awake, because you have to like have energy to fight the kraken coming out of your anus when you drink this stuff. Like, I see why you need the energy. I was fighting for my life in that staff bathroom. Oh my God, it was crazy. I was like,
It
okay.
doesn't hit me like that.
You're one of the lucky ones, man.
Me too. Like that.
Dude, I don't want to
Damaged.
I don't want to blast one of my players. I doubt they watch this, but one of my ice coach, high school baseball.
I'll bet. Yeah.
Coach them. And one of my, so I work at a coffee shop, and it'd just be one of those things where like,
I like that you waited till after he shit on coffee to be like, by the way, I work at a
oh no, my like I said, my wife wasn't a big coffee drinker.
Yeah.
So, but I got her. But so it'd be one of those things like I would treat I'd give out like free drinks to my kids if they do something like a little encouragement thing, right?
Yeah.
And one of my kids, I forget what the bet was or what he did, but he did it. So I was just like, yeah, whatever you want, I'll bring it to the next practice. And he's like, no, bring it to the next game. So I was like, all right, yeah, dude. Get them all caffeined up, maybe put a little 5 miles,
5 hour energy in it.
Let me tell you something. Coffee doesn't hit me that way, but I still don't risk it in that way.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be like, all his players slid on the bases. It's just, I see all the dirt spots on the backside. They all slid the base. They're really hustling today. Like, that looks terrible.
Dirty uniforms.
Yeah. Dude, I brought because the kid game starts at like 3, so I'm there by like 1-ish, and so I see him and I give him his drink. He's like, oh, thanks, and he crushes it because it's good. It's a good drink. And then like we're getting ready to warm up, and he's like gone. And they're like, oh, he had to go. I was like, oh shoot, yeah.
He had to go burn the energy. Yeah.
And then I wasn't like, I'm coaching. I'm focusing on the game. And so thankfully we have a bathroom by the field, and in the game he had to like take off and stuff and go.
That's the worst.
And he's just like, Coach, what is in that?
What is in that?
I was like, dude, it's just a blended drink you wanted. He's like, I don't think I do that anymore.
Never again. Retire from it.
Yeah, he's like, I don't think I do that anymore. I was like, maybe not before a game. Yeah. I don't know.
That's what I wish I was a coffee drinker, because I love everything about the aesthetic of it. I actually hate the smell, but I love the smell. Like, I love this, like, oh, this is a satisfying smell if I cared.
Right,
right. But I love that. I love coffee shops that are like cool, where they have regulars and they come in and it's like, that's their table, don't sit there. That's their corner table, don't sit there. I love all that vibe.
Sounds very LA.
Very LA. Very, very LA. Dang it, now I feel bad. Because I just looked up, I was like, where's a good coffee shop I can go like get some work done at? I just want to get some tea. I love tea. Big tea guy.
We have good teas at my shop.
Oh, bet. I'll be there. Nah, because you're going to slip me some coffee. This is good.
Why does it look like that? It's like Earl Grey.
It's Earl Grey.
Black tea.
That's disgusting. Yeah, man. That's hilarious.
You want to jump into these questions?
Oh, yeah.
It looked like you got quite a few.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. I'm with it. What is the previous? Because I will be an idiot with these answers.
Dude.
I'll be serious. I'll answer if they seem kind of like they genuinely want to know, I'll be serious. But if they're like, oh, what's your favorite?
Follow your heart.
Yeah, what's your
Just
favorite?
follow your heart.
Yeah, okay. All right, I got you.
All right,
That's the wrong answer, but I'm telling you. Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
This one is gonna be difficult.
Oh,
That's a good question.
I love
Because
it.
it's coming from a difficult person.
Uh,
I'm just kidding. It's from Brandon Perez.
okay. Oh,
Mr.
no. Next question.
Mr. Condor himself.
Next question, please.
He said, how do y'all find the time for practice when Gene is always gone?
That dog. And that's the thing. He's the main one. Like, hey, when are we practicing? I'm like, you're never here. No, yeah, we kind of and that's the thing. Like, Gene's very like, yeah, I'm not here, but set a day. Like, if we have days that we know we should practice, I will make time. And we have that. We have like Tuesdays usually. Usually, like right now, he just came back from doing photography for a band in South America. South America, yeah, freaking sick. So it was like, it was very much like, okay, when I come back, I have like this period of time, which again, this is a Friday. It's Friday, technically, for the show. We have a show tomorrow, Saturday, for after party after Anime Expo. Sick. And so, yeah, I'm really stoked about it.
Where at?
At LA, this venue, Catch One.
Is it associated?
Yeah, it's associated.
So do you get to go to the expo?
No, I wish, but it's dope because it's like we're not to get too derailed from the question. We're just excited because one, we're a bunch of weebs. Like, I freaking love anime. So but it's also the thing of like our homeboy Dan, who's in the band Boy Hero, and is super sick. But it's just us as like the rock bands. Everybody else is a DJ doing EDM stuff. Cool. And it's like, I'm so stoked to come in here. We got some covers that we're gonna be like, oh, we're going crazy. But so it's the thing. Like, he came back. He's like, all right, listen, I'm back. Like, we're just gonna hit it as many days as we can. You know, get it done. Because even him, he was like, he was borrowing one of the guitars to like kind of stay sharp because he was there for like a month. And he's like just staying sharp for like 3 weeks. So how do we find time? We just have to set a time to be like, this is Tuesdays. This is it for the next few weeks. Tuesdays, we are all going to practice. We're gonna meet for 3 hours. And get it going, you know. Yeah. That's the best way we can do it. Yeah.
It's all. Remember, I'm gonna say this for all of us, but I want to hear. I'm gonna hear what these covers are.
I guess I said because they won't know. So it's the fact of, again, I don't sing. Like, it's mainly yelling. Mm-hmm. So one of the first ones we're gonna do. We have a whole bunch of anime sound bites in it too. We're hoping we get the live feed from it so we can post it up later because we're really proud of the set. Mm-hmm. The first one is "What's Up, People," one of the intros for Death Note. The it's the like it's the main one that everybody, other than the that's like the main one everybody knows that sings. But the next one is the heavy one that everybody's like, oh, this is hard. And the other one we're gonna do is the rumbling for Attack on Titan. This Attack on Titan always had these like orchestral metal songs, and then during the final season they just came with this super heavy one from this band Sim. Shout out to Sim and shout out to Juan because one of our homies is doing merch for them right now.
Oh, sick.
And they just came with a super heavy one. So we were like, these are it. These two. We're gonna win the crowd over because we're gonna come out and just not be EDM, which most of them like the music anyway. But it's nice. It's nice shit to face. So those two covers. So we're really excited about those two. Yeah. Cool. Those two.
I've been seeing the so like the billboard for it on the 405.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm
not 405. The what is that? 105. I think it's the 105.
105. Yeah, yeah. We're stoked. Shout out Sonic Boombox. shout out Sonic Boombox who's putting it together. It's gonna be amazing.
It's so cool to see you next to a real LA boy.
Everybody want to be demon until a real demon show up.
The 640. The 710.
Nah, stay on my man. He was right.
I mean,
the 110.
It might have been the 10.
On the 2.
Yeah. Anyway.
I was on the 4-lane highway. just as authentic as possible. After going to a taco truck, I was on the 4-lane highway. Yeah, you know, from the beach, clearly.
Yeah, I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I want to be like, is that off the 405?
I'm not.
Is that off Sepulveda?
Listen, I'm barely getting better at streets. I'm like, where do you stay? I stay off of this and this. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So just send the address.
Yeah,
just send the address. Yeah.
Okay, these actually might be because our boy Ty,
boy
Ty plays bass in
bad
Torture Culture. He always has really good questions. Yeah. So Ty asks, what artist would you want to call? What? Oh, what artist would you like to call you for a vocal feature and why?
Oh, dog! I would. I always try to have these like I gotta be interview ready for all these questions, and then on the moment I always forget. For a vocal feature, I would love. I'm forgetting the name of them right now, but a realistic but unrealistic answer. Vocal feature or hey, I can't do it. I need you to fill in. I would not do a good job, but I would give anything to do vocals with Breaking Benjamin. Any favorite band all time. The best, worst band ever. But just best. Like the most dad rock band ever. And it goes so hard. I don't care. I will defend that to my grave. You can say they're trash. I'm like, that's fine. You're entitled to your wrong opinion.
Dude,
you know?
I just heard a song and I was like, this is hard. Like
The Diary of Jane.
It was
Yes. And that would put me on.
there's something about Angel or something.
That's
Angel.
every single song they have. Every single song is always about the fallen angel and the wings of an angel.
My sweet angel.
Yeah, sweet angel, all of it. But it probably is the song of what is it? Hands of the Angels. That's probably the song. That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Are you sure it wasn't Hinder, Lips of an Angel?
No, it
Because
wasn't.
you're a very LA bro rock now.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Hinder.
Yeah. But it would be Breaking Benjamin. There's also a band I'm trying to think of. You broke him? You broke him.
I can just see Mike.
See Perez sitting at home.
I can really
Hear your voice saying my name. It sounds so sweet.
No, dude. No.
That's how LA he's become, man.
Oh, man. I was trying to look up who that was, but I can't think of the name. And it makes me so sad.
Dude, if anything, I'll like start wearing like a headband and like do like Motley Crue shit. I don't know. Start doing drugs.
Just start wearing more belts.
More belts, dude. Several bandanas. That's cool. I like that answer. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's like
It's genuine.
yeah.
I love Breaking Benjamin. Bro, that's easy top 5. Best band of all time by all discography. I'll just sing it back to back to front. Don't care.
Okay. And then he says, what 3 qualities do you think make a good vocalist like yourself?
3 qualities for myself?
Like what 3 qualities make a good vocalist?
Yeah.
like yourself?
Yeah.
All handsome and energetic.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Black.
Fuck! I'm out! Shit!
So close.
That's why no one gives a shit about our band.
Okay.
Ty's the front man now.
I know. Three qualities that make a good vocalist. Okay. Okay. This is only hard because I'm a yapper, so I can just be like, oh, all this. But I would say what I see is practice in general, practicing up your craft, like really. So in the umbrella of like listening and understanding what you're doing, not just yelling, getting a technique, and just being able to push your range, like practice lyrically, vocally, all of it. Practice social skills or people skills in general, because it's again, I'm a big introvert. My social battery can go away like that, like no problem, and it's the thing of people skills where I was like, I want to play a show again. I'm not loading in, you know, I'm making loaded. So I even found the loophole was like, all right, when we finish the set, I'm running to the merch booth. I ain't touching nothing. You ain't getting me for nothing. But I also want to just talk to people. So people skills, which another umbrella is you can't have that ego. You can't. I know it's so easy to be like, I'm cool, I'm the face. But I honestly, even with differences, I put Gene as the face. Everybody loves Gene. And I'm like, great, let's keep that. Like I don't have to be the guy. And every time I'm called to be the guy, I hate it. But it's like that's what comes with the game. So you gotta be better at that. You gotta be able to do that. You have to be able to be bright without trying to outshine other people. So people skills. And the last one, man, I can't find a word for it, but it is that genuineness of. It's hard because there are people that are in this just for clout, and they're good, and that clout pushes them to be great. And it's like, if that works for you, that works. So I don't want to say don't be a clout chaser, because if that pushes you to be great, then
You got to be real.
you gotta be real. You gotta be real, because we go back to those earlier bands. Nobody wants to mess with you if you're not real. I love all the bands that we hanging out with. I feel like I got this opportunity to hang with you guys because we're real. We're real people. Like again, it could have been the case of being like, oh, he's cool, we should invite him. But I could have been like, yeah, have a good night, guys, and then like I'm out. Because that's being real, even to the small things for myself is. Especially even if I'm headlining, I like to say like, oh, when the set's over, I'm like, we're done. Have a good rest of your night. I don't want to say like have a good night, like that's it, because that makes it sound like we're done. I say this person's up next, or if no one's up next, just have a good rest of your night because you can still be here. So be real. Like don't be fake and big. Like just be real. So those 3 things I would say: practicing your craft, people skills, and just being real, because that's what translates to art. You got to be real if you want your art to really pop.
Yeah. If anyone who doesn't know, Mike and I actually cornered Sean after he played. So we're like,
we're like, you just said, "Where'd you?"
Hey, we're Mike. He's Mike too. You want to be on a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I messaged you. I don't know if you remember me.
No, I did. Yeah, I know. So I know there was one of them. It was, I know when you first mentioned me. I saw it way later because it put you in my like. You know how Instagram has like the
Requests.
primary and stuff, and then because I was like, oh, why haven't I not seen this? Like this is that's so annoying. But I was stoked. I was like, oh heck yeah, I'm down. Heck yeah, I love this. I love talking. I love yapping.
You there?
Your set, you had brought up mental health.
Yes.
And immediately, like we looked at each
that's it.
other.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. I'm in. That's a whole other thing. I am obsessed with the human condition. Like I am obsessed with what makes somebody a dickhead. Like what makes you such a jerk? Because is it that you have trauma that you're just reflecting everybody else, which is fine, or is you just like being a jerk and you're just insecure? Like it just makes me. I'm so obsessed with it. I'm so upset. In another line, I would have been like a therapist or something to be like, what makes you tick? Yeah, like that.
Well, it's like I think literally this weekend I was talking with my wife about it, and just like I was like, nobody just like gets out of bed and is like, I'm gonna be an asshole. I'm gonna just be like a dark cloud for everybody. It's like no, like there's steps that happen. There's things that happened to get to that, and working in customer service is a good way to kind of like really practice that that patience with somebody.
That in children.
Yeah,
and children. My girlfriend's always like, oh, you just had. I was like, yeah, because I deal with 10-year-olds who, hey, put down that grenade in your hand. Why? And I'm just like, because because I don't know. Why do you think like it's just patience? You gotta have patience.
But if I let it go, it's gonna explode.
It's gonna explode. You're right. So let's just oh god, I don't even want to think about it. That's triggering.
Ooh,
but
10-year-olds are the age too.
It's that's a whole other thing. I taught 5th grade. I taught all of it. I taught high school and middle school and 5th grade. But 5th grade is actually the best one because it's the scale. It's the two scale, maturity and know-it-allness. See, high school, they think they know it all, but they're getting a little more mature, so it's like, okay, it's doable. Middle school, they are both immature and they think they know it all, so it's just a terrible combination. But 5th grade is they're immature, but you're an adult, so they think you know it all, so they're like, I'm acting up. But if you're like, hey, they're like, oh no, scary adult, I'm gonna behave now. So it's a little bit better to deal with. And that's how I judge people too. It's like maturity and knowing all this, because that's how you go. Like if you can be immature, cool, as long as you know you're like, okay, I don't know everything. But most people that are jerks have both like, I know everything and fart jokes. Like, like it's kind of, so
sounds like me.
Yeah, right?
He literally just said my childhood.
Your nowhood.
This is my life.
I've never that's great. Nowhood is great.
It's the best.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And Ty's last one, he said, what bands were popular when you first got into the scene?
Oh man, I'm new school, bro. Like I was my first experience to more of my lore of Sean's lore. My thing was Christian parents didn't want us listening to too bad music, but didn't want to play gospel records like all the time. So Radio Disney. I had Radio Disney, so I'm like, oh yeah, Britney Spears era, Justin Timberlake. So I go from that and then listening to rap. They're kind of like, we don't want you to listen to that. It's a little too violent. We're like, oh, whatever. We liked some rock songs a little bit. Everybody liked, you see Daredevil and then you see Wake Me Up and you're like, oh yeah, I'm here. We're locked in, Universally, all black people, we love Paramore. So we're already kind of exposed to that. But I think universal, like everybody we love us some Haley.
There's literally a podcast called Black People Love Paramore.
Yeah, it's legit.
Really? Yeah.
We love some Haley, bro. She's the one. So for me, I got exposed by playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and the first time I really got rock music was Rage Against the Machine. Turning on the radio and hearing that, Killing in the Name of, I was like, oh, they can rap over this, and then that led me to Linkin Park, which then Linkin Park might be in my top 5 too. And when I first got into this, what got me into it, what made me like, I want to do this, probably Attack. I think hearing that, and the guitar player for the high school band we had, I was listening to some things and he put me on to final episode of Asking Alexandria. I was like, oh snap, and that made me really be like, oh, bands are where it's at. This is cool. Like, that's the energy. I'm down with that. So probably Asking Alexandria, Attack. That was like it when I was there. And then when I started getting into it, that's when I went back and listened to like everything previously to catch up. What on their lore that I missed. We used to catch up to the sequel series,
So from that era of Disney Channel, NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
NSYNC.
Okay.
NSYNC. Now, actually, it's Prince, Michael Jackson. It's like you can't go wrong. And I admit that as I'm an adult now, I actually like Prince more than Michael Jackson. But I got to go NSYNC. It's too much.
Okay.
It's too good.
Second question. If you fucked with that early Attack, do you listen to Bill Murray now?
I do. I listened to March Ahead when he first did his solo thing, and he was still trying to love Jesus. He was trying to do the March Ahead. He tried to keep it up. And we were like, yeah, respect, man. It's cool. But you can, it's all right.
Yeah, you don't have to play it.
It's okay. You can't do it anymore, man. It's okay. It's good. Like, it's cool, but you ain't got to do that anymore. Oh, man. Shout out POD. Dude, big POD fan. Huge POD fan. Talk about Jesus. Big POD fan. Man.
I want to go a weird little area, but being a keyboardist.
Yeah.
Crazier keyboardist on stage, Under Oath's keyboardist or Emery's?
I gotta give it to Under Oath though, because he's just like. He makes it his. He's like, this is just mine. Like, y'all gonna look at me.
Crazier stage presence wise or playing? Because I feel like Homeboy from Emory.
Oh, playing is he's insane.
Ripped it.
He's insane.
Still, I feel like he still was able to do all that in a fucking cardigan.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like
disgusting.
I feel like the dude from Emory, doesn't he throw his keyboard?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And he has a big one too. That's crazy.
Homie from Under Oath would hit one note and then go
just
fucking take off that.
He's like, y'all came. I know why y'all here. I like watching I love watching their special from 2008 when they're in Philadelphia. That concert, I love watching that every once in a while, and it's actually kind of funny how often the cameraman has to cut away because I'm trying to get the guitars and then just the
keyboard is
he's like, all right, going somewhere. He's just everywhere. And it's like, all right, we get it. We're gonna go. I love that. That's so great.
That was an era, wasn't it?
Man,
when people had keyboardists and then they realized we don't need this guy.
Was that 4 Year Strong?
Yeah.
Yep.
4 Year Strong. Well, me and Jesse were just talking about this because we rode together to Elsinore, and I was showing him the new 4 Year Strong. And then we went back in time and played the old 4 Year Strong shit. And I was like, they used to have this guy that would hit the,
Yeah.
Dude, those first 4 Year Strong records are.
Dude, the new 4 Year Strong record.
Is it? I haven't heard it. I want to hear it.
Rips.
I'm glad they still do it stuff.
Yeah.
It's great.
Or it's like enter what?
Enter Shikari.
Shikari.
Oh, man! We got to. So when we were first differences, we put out a little EP that we recorded and kind of sent out to be mastered ourselves. We played, and this is why I tell you can't care about where you're playing. A lot of people want to play one show, have a decent crowd, and be like, I'm ready for the big times. And it's like, yes, it happens all the time. You can get lucky or know somebody and get put on a big show. Great, but there's just something about you need to be ready for it.
Yeah.
Because we've been playing for a while. We had a tour for this EP we made, a little tour we put together. We played at a random bar in Long Beach. We were like, hey, cool. One dude that just happened to show up and just get drinks heard us and was like, yo, you guys are sick. He was the tech for Let Live. Oh. And Let Live was one of my favorite bands. Like when I really started getting into this and I was like, I want to do this, favorite band, because I was like, that's it. That is the exact energy I want to do.
Jason is the best front man in the game.
That was it.
Hey, you know what sucks? Is when Let Live plays right in front of you every night.
Yeah.
I bet that's like that must be
It's like the best worst problem.
Yeah.
It's like I get to see Let Live every night.
So it was
Right
the
in
fact
front
of
of
like just quick because I want to get back to questions. I don't want to keep yapping too much, but it was a thing of like he saw us Rich, shout out our boy Rich, and he was like, yo, who are you guys? Like he was talking to Nick, our drummer, and he was like, yeah, we're just a bunch of kids, just here playing. And he took it to Jeff, the guitar player for Let Live, and they stopped. I think Let Live stopped at that point. And so, I know, yeah. So he shout out to Jeff. He has his other band in Race Theory. They're pretty dope too. They're pretty sick. They're pretty sick. So he shows it to Jeff, and Jeff's like, man, I don't like the screaming stuff like that. He's like, no, check this out. And Jeff was like, these guys are like unsigned. He was like, yeah, man, there's some random kids. So Jeff took us under his wing to play with them. And one of my favorite moments is the fact when we first sat down with them. I don't get starstruck, but it was one of those I was like, I've watched so many music videos of you, dog. Like, so I'm just sitting there in the meeting, like, yeah, we're first time meeting us and talk about what we want to be like. And we were like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, it's Jeff Sahoo. So,
That's awesome.
oh my God,
I love that.
it's Robert Downey Jr. Like that. It's like that. It was that vibe in my head when I'm doing that. I love Jeff, man. So, but Jeff was like, yeah, I can see you guys, you can appeal to like that 18 to 25 range. And we were like, we can play for anybody. He was like, yeah, so he booked us a random bar show at like Santa Monica. It was a whole bunch of like old dudes who were just off drinking, and some other like two bass played, whatever. We played, all of them just drunk, yeah, buying our shirts, and he was like, oh, okay. So I say all this to say, he was like, okay, I think you guys are ready. He put us on, him and Rich, they got us to put us on a show at Glass House with Being As an Ocean and Into Shikari.
Dang.
And Being As an Ocean, I have a big top, but definitely top 5 for me. And I was like, what? So I was like, okay, cool. When we get the bill, it's just us, then Being As an Ocean, and Into Shikari.
Whoa.
And we're like,
whoa.
now I love sports too. I'm super competitive. So I'm like, oh, I was made for this. This ain't no problem. And it was that thing of like, this is when I tell other people, like, you gotta be patient. You gotta build up stuff for it, because if we were a newer band, no shot. We would not have. It would have been terrible. But luckily, it was one of those things that we set up our merch. No one cared, and it was like, all right. We played. The show started. We played first, then Being came, then Into Shikari, and I'm just a fan of it. But we the line at the top. It was like a second story where the merch was, whatever. Nobody's with us. We play our set, come back. Now our line is cutting through like everybody else's line to buy shirts. I'm like, oh, this is dope. And everybody's like, oh yeah, good luck on the rest of the tour. And we're like, yeah, we're just tonight. Like, we don't. But I was like, okay, that feels good to feel like I belong, and it feels good to know that I've worked to get here. Like, I feels great. But man, it's a Shikari. Oh boy, when that when that kicks in, I lose it. That whole chicken dance riff makes me just lose it.
That's
it's
the
stupid.
fucking riff that everybody ripped off in that era.
Man,
everybody had their own version
ripped
of
off.
that.
Man, it's so good, so good.
We did.
happily, yeah.
And I love what you said about like you need to be ready.
You gotta be ready.
And bands don't realize that. It's like
you gotta be, because
like,
you crack. Because again, we did that, and then I think the next show we played like weeks later was the PBW Pizza Beer Wings down the street from it to like 10 people.
Aladdin.
But it's we were like, again, it's you, because we were like, we don't care. Like that's what happens. Like it's not even if it's a 15 minutes of fame, like that's what happens. You gotta go. You gotta grind it. So yeah, that's also advice I give to people. Like, hey man, I'm happy for you that this is your second show ever and you're playing a House of Blues with somebody, but just know you're not going to play House of Blues like every single time from here on out, and don't quit because you're not going to play that every single time on out. What was the question again?
I think that's such a huge misconception for people to think that like, oh, you're playing shows and every show is going to get bigger.
No.
And it will not.
No.
And you have to be prepared to play like the biggest show you've ever played.
Yeah.
Right before the smallest show you've ever played.
Because
right? Like it just
you can't even the like one of the last tours we did. One night 50 people, next night 20, next night 3, then back to 20, then 2, and it was like, but if you can't, to me, it is the thing of like, if you can't play a room of one person, if you think you're too big for one person, like, it's not for me. I get it. You can be the Devil Wears Prada all time mega August Burns Red mega band and be like, why am I playing one person? Sure, fine, I get it, that's cool. But us down here, man, like you just gotta pump your brakes, man. Just if anything, like you play one this after party show, we're like expecting people to hear the first me like bleh, and be like, yeah, we out. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna have a good time. That's fine. I'm just gonna chill out. I'm still gonna play. Like that's all I care. I just want to play.
Yeah.
I just want to play because I want to get better. That's the only way I can do it is by actually playing and stuff like that. So.
And what's cool about that too is like it's like you're playing for your people. You know what I mean?
My people, yeah.
It's like you guys are into that, so.
And that's what we've never had an experience of like people walking out on us because it doesn't matter how people are there because we're real. Like
you're engaging.
People can feel it. People can feel that I don't care that there's 4 of you in this room. Like I'm playing like there's none of you here. That is just us, or I'm feeding off of the 4 of you, even if you're not giving me anything. Yeah. So it's like that's what you need, and that you only get that practice from playing small rooms. Like you can play a big room and you're not gonna be prepared because then you're mentally you're shot like, oh, I just play always big rooms. And it's like that's not really how that works. But I digress.
It'd be like us playing like a raccoon convention. Can you imagine? I'll submit us.
I would be there. I would do it. Can we cosplay there? I would cosplay as one.
Dude.
It's furries everywhere, man.
Yeah, exactly, man. Listen.
Why you gotta lump him in with that, man?
You tell Gene that me and Gene would be so down to play a furry convention. Hey, forget it. Because you know how sick that would be to see furries like throwing down?
Yeah,
that would
be great. That'd be so great. A spin kick from a fox just sitting there in a $10,000 fox costume would be crazy. Yeah, I'd love to see that.
They're just pulling each other's tail.
Yeah, right? Actually pinning a tail on a donkey is
I was literally just thinking that in my head. I was like, oh, he's going to read.
Same brain. Yeah, sorry. My bad.
I was waiting for it. I could feel it.
Yeah, you can be like...
All right. This is from Strawberry Mimi. She says, what's the best compliment you've received?
Garrett from Silent Planet came to one of our like album release show, EP release, or tours, some tour we did. And he's seen us play before. He knows Gene and everything like that. Me and him never really had a conversation, but he came backstage when we finished, and he was talking to me. He was like, "Yeah, man, you guys sound really like it's really cool to see you guys progressing this way." I was like, "Thanks, I really appreciate that." And the best compliment I got was he was like, "You have a very like powerfully loud voice." And I was like, "Thanks, man. I can really yell." Like I can. There's sometimes where I'm just like, no mic. I'm just like, "Get up, everybody, get up here!" Like I'm just yelling, and he's like, "Yeah, I can hear it." Like, so breaking that down is when he says you have a very loud voice. I was like, "Cool, that's like very powerful voice." But for me, it was a big compliment for me because I the fact that I practice, I'm like, yeah, when I scream, I spend a lot of time trying to find my tone when screaming. I listen to Straight of the Path because then it's just the like he's just going, and it's like when you're new to this, you can see how that can kind of be annoying, but that's like if you're gonna and I honestly feel like my voice is very annoying when I scream, so I'm like, okay, but if it is, I gotta own it. Like I can hone as much as I can. If I don't want it to be annoying, I gotta hone it to where it's not, and I have it to a point where it's not as much. I like what I sound like now, but there are some parts in songs where I'm like, no, this will really work if I have that like annoying voice. So when he says like, oh, you have a really loud, powerful voice, that was at a time where I was practicing a lot, and I feel I have a lot of control. So I was like, oh, that's me doing that on purpose. Yeah. You're saying that means that
it's intentional.
It's paying off. Like I'm doing well. So that was like the biggest compliment I ever got from Garrett, because Garrett's a dope dude. Dope dude. Great vocalist.
Okay. This is from Peter X Lion.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Peter for
What up, Pete? Yeah, shout out Pete. I was like
dragging that dude out.
Shout out the strongest. Mike handoff I've ever.
I like Excalibur.
You're like you didn't pull your ass off.
Dude, he very well could have.
Yeah. That'd been funny. He asked, who has been your biggest musical influence?
Man, shout out Kendrick Lamar, man, for real. Kendrick Lamar. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Biggest
They not
musical
like
influence. I know they not like us. Dog. I'm saying, man. What is it? The Braids? I mean, biggest. That's a hard question. I'm very fluid. I find the first time we called her, the Nick brought up the name The Difference, and then differences. I always thought it was like very simple, but I found out that's really how I live my life. Like in a not, not bougie or like trying to be like, oh, I'm different way. But I just, in my life, I really try to be like, how can I do something like differently? I want to just do something a little differently. I want to do it my way. Mm-hmm. So I'm very fluid with that. Biggest inspiration is hard. Ooh, man. Dang. I don't know that one. That's not one. I don't know if I can.
There's a person, a band, or something that is removed from existence, and
and that's it. I got another.
And you're different from it because it's such a.
Honestly, this is a two-way for me, and these are my top two bands of all time. But one, Breaking Benjamin, because I love that you can be heavy but have an epicness sound to you. That you can be melodic but still dial it whenever you want to. And this band Conditions. This one band called Conditions. No one. Whenever the moment I find somebody like Conditions, like finding like a Trekkie, I'm like you like one of a close friend of mine from the scene posted a Conditions thing, and I was like, you like Conditions? And they were like, yeah. I was like, oh, I love front to back whole catalog. Every front to everything. I'm all right and I say, hey, like I love Conditions.
You mean our boy Kelly? We gotta get like a group chat and just
listen. Every time they even like post and stuff, and I'm like, please be coming back. Like, please come back. Oh man, they're so good. So I would say Conditions because there's
so sick.
I've never more lore. It was my birthday, and my brother and somebody else and Nick were gonna go to a show at Chain for Sleeping with Sirens. And Nick was like, oh, I can't go. Sean, take my ticket. Happy birthday, man. You can go. And I was like, okay, cool, man. I like Sleeping with Sirens. That's cool. And Conditions was playing. And so, oh, dog. Like I never heard of them. They came out, end of progression. They were like, hey, we're Conditions. And you know that moment where you find that band that has the sound that resonates with you? Like, if I was a sound, that was it. So Conditions was that. Their whole set, jaw open, Better Life, and I'm just like, I'm blown away. So Conditions is a weird answer, but if anything, Breaking Benjamin because of like the dynamic, Conditions because of feel. Conditions is just how I feel melodically. I can't explain it. That's just the sound is how I feel. Everything they write, I'm like, that's how I would have wrote it. That's exactly how I would have wrote it. Same tone, say everything, same cadence. That's exactly how I would have did it. How are you in my brain? How did you know that that's what I wanted to write? Like, that's great. So Conditions for me, yeah.
Okay, so this sorry, another tangent. Conditions for me was a band that I felt like they came from an era that musically I was I'd kind of checked out a little bit as far as like, just because I felt like that at that time, that genre, it felt like everyone was saying the same thing. It was about girlfriends or breakups. It was just, it just felt like it was the same repetitive stuff.
Right.
When I heard them, I was like, okay, right. So right out the gates, I'm like, it's catchy. Singer's got a really good voice, and I was listening to the lyrics, and I was just like, I was like feeling. I was like, oh, I was like feeling the lyrics. When It Won't Save You, which is what I'm going to add to our playlist.
Oh my god!
Like that song, it's like almost brought me to tears because it's like
one of the best cries I've ever had was what song is the When I Sleep, When I Dream? I was playing Skyrim, and I was just like sitting there, and the like horror lights were going. I was listening on Idol, and I was listening to that album front and back while playing it, and that came on, and I just like slowly panned, and I cried because I was just like, because it's the line like, help me out to know I truly exist. Guide me out because I know I'm better than this. And I was just like, oh, this is the band. This is the greatest thing ever. That's if anything, that's a band I'm sad that like I would do anything to go on tour with them just to listen for myself.
Watch them
just be watching every night. Like I don't care. I'll go out and play one song for us. Say like, all right, guys, they're up next, and then move. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, freaking amazing. Go listen to Conditions. Shout out Conditions, man.
Seriously. So I'll make that my add-on song.
I'm gonna add it now just because.
Bro, it's so good. And that's what it. Just again, that's what it. It's that thing of like, okay, yeah, catchy band, whatever. But the lyrics are just
dude.
Man, I'm like, you can't sing this way and write this way. That's not fair. That's not fair. Because he sounds good live.
Yeah, they should have been so much bigger than
so much bigger, man. And I blame Sleeping with Sirens for having that metalcore, post-hardcore sound. And we didn't get enough dad rock. That's what we needed. No, I'm kidding.
All right, we got a couple. This one's more for Mike. Mike, new Torture Culture merch release, please. That's from Chris, Slap at the Bass.
So we have a show that hasn't been announced yet, but we're going to be announcing pretty soon. That's going to fucking rip.
I bet.
And
it's October 20th with. Okay.
we will have a bunch of new merch at that show because we're completely out of our old shit.
That's
finally.
Heck yeah, dude.
Finally.
Heck yeah.
Like old tour stuff. So.
Like Chris also writes, shout out to my daughter Maddie. She graduated high school, turned 18, and enrolled in college.
Hey, there you go, Maddie.
Yeah.
He just asked, doing anything to try to keep cool this summer?
Actually,
I cut my hair off.
Yeah, I'm so close, man.
Dude,
I can't. Gene would murder me, so I can't. But I'm so. It's too hot, dog.
See, I got my first haircut in like 6 weeks or something. I usually go every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But my barber moved to Burbank.
Oh man.
And
so you're in a long distance relationship.
Well, no. So, it's in a weird way. Yeah. Well, I guess it still is kind of far.
Yeah.
But because he was here in Corona and I was living in Riverside, so it wasn't a big deal.
Oh yeah.
And then I moved to LA, and then he moved to Burbank. So I was like,
okay, all right, that's a little better. Yeah.
I hate it because it's like we're only like I think it's like 17 miles.
Yeah, but no, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
48 minutes.
Yeah, going there was like a little over 20 minutes. I was like, not bad. Going back was like
it depends on the time. That's my girlfriend lives in Burbank as well, and it's the thing of like, oh, I'm gonna come over, and I look, it's 3 o'clock. I'm like, I'll go at 7.
Yeah,
I'll go at 7. When it's a 26-minute drive, I'll go at 7.
Yeah,
and that's I also tell that to a lot of transplant people. Like, if you're coming from the East Coast and you ask, oh, where's this thing? We don't say miles. Yeah. You can't say, oh, it's 5 miles away, because that can be 30 minutes. You say how many minutes it is away. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
It's an hour. Oh, not that bad.
That's not that bad. Yeah, it's not that bad. All right.
Oh, that's an interesting question. When's the last time you were legitimately scared?
Oh, that's every day of my life. Listen, dog. I had the worst thing. 2 things are, I had some older cousins who were jerks, and they were like, you come over Thanksgiving and would bully me and my brother. But the worst one, the most damage they did was like, come on, let's watch a movie. And we were like, okay. And they put on Anaconda. So now I have a deathly fear of snakes. Like I have a respectful fear. It's to the point like I was so scared of them that I research them. That I'm like, I'll see a snake and I'm like, I know that one. That's this one. That's this shark.
Dude, Anaconda fucked me up so bad as a kid. I wouldn't even get in pools. We just recently showed it to a 4-year-old and he loved it.
It's so backwards. I couldn't sit on the toilet because I thought it would have came up the pipe.
Yeah,
and bit me. That's bro. So listen,
that's why you gotta poop fast.
I used to stream. I'm about to get back on it, like for content stuff like that. But I said that's the worst way to go. Worst way to go is to be on the toilet and snake comes up and bites you, and it's just the worst. So,
and it happens.
It happens, dog. So it's snakes, but generally. Last time I've been like legitimately scared, I don't know. Maybe legitimately scared. I don't know, man. I'm tough, dog.
I live in LA. I don't know if you we're listening. But.
Yeah. I don't know.
Fear?
I don't know. Maybe like some situation where like I was at a party or something like that, and someone like may have been carrying something on them, and I was like, man, this ain't looking good. But other than that, like I don't know.
That's not nice.
Yeah. Oh, genuinely scared. Probably last time I was like I had a really bad like sleep paralysis one, and that sleep paralysis, Hat Man, whatever. He was Man, he was giving it to me. He was like he was putting it in his best. If they get paid to scare you, he was getting a good check. Because that was scaring me. That was terrifying. But I'm a big scaredy cat. I love the ideas of scary movies. I love concepts. I love looking up movies explained on YouTube. Like, oh, what was the origin of that monster from that movie? But I won't actually watch a scary movie. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, so I'm a big scaredy cat.
Dude, this is so funny because Chris, his next thing was, do you like snakes? He said, I'll push my child in front of one to get away.
Legit, dog. Legit.
That's so funny.
Legit. I can't do snakes. They brought their little science fair or whatever. They brought like a gopher snake, and there was like, oh, this one's fine. It doesn't bite. I was like, oh, okay, it's still weird. Like, yeah, this one eats the rattlesnakes. And I was like, then keep it from me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I petted it. They feel weird, and I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm not doing any more. I'm good.
Snakes don't bother me, but it's kind of one of those things where like, hey, I know that could kill me.
I know, yeah, it's the same thing. I'm like, I told my man years ago when we first like really got close and we had like the original 5 and we started getting close. Like, oh yeah, we're doing this. And I was like, yeah, at a Denny's hangout after a show. I was like, yeah, man, I don't like snakes. And they're like, why would you say that? Now we're gonna do like a snake prank on you. And I was like, guys, you don't understand. Like, you do that, I quit. Like, I'm not friends with you anymore, and I quit. Like, oh, what is that? I was like, no, you think you're being funny. We could be in the middle of Idaho. Shout out to Idaho, because we toured it. That was pretty fun. But middle of Idaho, and you can be like, oh, funny as that. I will walk home. Or I will take the van, and you guys will walk home. Like, it's either one. I don't play with that. So, yeah, I feel that. Nah, snakes. That's it. That's it.
Any shows or movies you guys are hooked on? I have one. Can I say?
Yeah.
So, Clipped, which is about the Donald Sterling. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I heard that's so bad that it's so good.
It's so good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. Because I'm a huge Laker fan, so don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's what makes it fun to watch.
That's what makes it great. Yeah, you can see the downfall. It's so good.
It's like, oh yeah, that other team.
Big House of the Dragon fan. Big I haven't seen the last episode either. I'm trying.
Well, no, I haven't started the season yet. Oh, I know,
brother.
I haven't even watched the first season yet.
Oh, brother.
Sitting on the list.
So I didn't like Game of Thrones. I tried it.
You didn't like all of it, or you didn't like parts of it?
I didn't like all of it, and ironically, like I didn't like it. I stopped watching it. I came over to a friend's house to like play games, but they were watching it, and it was the Battle of the Bastards episode, and I was like, "Don't fall for it, Sean. Like, you know you're not. You know they're trying to trick you with this.
Yeah.
Like, don't fall for it." But I went back. I watched all of it. I was like, I still don't like this, and I got to the final season, and that I don't like the show, but that long night episode. Like, no spoilers, of course, but that long night episode is some of the
It's been long enough. You can spoil
right,
it now.
but that's some of the, just in general, that's some of the greatest television I've ever seen. Like,
that's fair. Yeah.
I've watched shows, I watched movies and been like, oh, suspense, but everything's gonna work out in the end. I have never clenched my rectum so hard watching anything. I was like edging my my face. My face was in my laptop just watching like, oh my God, what is going to happen? It was so good. But all I had to say, because I didn't like all the character space, but I love House of the Dragon because it's direct and focused.
Yeah.
I'm like, I really like this. That and a bunch of other animes that I'm just watching and stuff like that.
So I got super into Game of Thrones, and I won't go into my tangents on it, but
Oh.
when I went back and was like looking at like the different like lore of the show and all
Yeah.
that stuff and the books.
Amazing, yeah.
And then I remember when I was reading the Dance of the Dragons.
Yeah.
I was like, why did they do this?
Yes. And now I see, because it is that thing of like new people that are like, oh, should I watch it? And I'm kind of like, yeah, because they do make references, but
Like, do you know how to read?
yeah, like right,
'Cause-
yeah, like they're gonna make references,
way
which is
better.
like cool, but you won't need it. But it's so good. House of the Dragon is so good. Every
Oh
episode,
yeah,
I'm like,
I think you go into it pretty.
This Game of Thrones is fun. The more I watch it, the more I'm like, these politics are amazing, and it makes me even happier because it's just everybody's an idiot. Like, if they would just sit and talk,
Right.
like, it's just like, everybody, you guys are so dumb.
Yeah.
But it's
You
so good.
might have just sold me on it because I've had it on my list the whole for even the first season, but I just been like, I don't want to commit.
Unfortunately, I will say, the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, I really liked it, and then I rewatched it like last month to get ready for the season, and rewatching it and because the accents and all the crazy names,
Right.
but rewatching it and understanding, I was like, this is good. This is good politics right here.
Well written.
So well written.
Tension, like it's cool because there's more dragons and stuff, and there's like there's like action and stuff. But I love that it's back to like those like the plotting and the politics of it. It's like
Everybody makes sense. No one's out of character. Characters that you're supposed. And that's another thing for me. I mean, on the whole nerd thing, I think what's my favorite nerd? Well, I won't get into that. But my favorite thing in general is I love human stories to the point where the good guy is wrong. And the bad guy is right or wrong or flips. I love that there are characters in the show that I'm like, God, you're such a dick. And then moment comes, I'm like, yeah, you tell him. You're right. You are right this time. Like Otto right now. I just
because everyone
basically, yeah.
everyone thinks they're right.
Everyone thinks they're right, and
they show
right
you,
to.
and they show you why they should think that way.
And it's so well done, and I love that.
So good.
Yeah.
If they,
You said what?
Damon's
Damon?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Right now.
Came through. I'm like, and the first time I was like, you're so cool. That's why I like you, but I don't really like you. But rewatching, I was like, you're such a great character. I love how infallible you are. So great, man.
heck yeah. You watching anything?
You just watch
Dog,
the wall.
I've legitimately been like, I put on like comfort shows just to go to sleep to.
Yeah,
I've been so.
I'm trying to break out that. I'm on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just quick 10-minute videos. I'm in and out, and then I'm back to doing whatever I need to do. Yeah, so I feel that.
I've just been so slammed with everything. lately that
Yeah.
I don't have time to sit down. And, like,
I feel that.
Pretty strong on my conspiracy game, but
I can tell when you're shitting because you.
It's like on the toilet? Like, what do you mean?
Even from LA,
that's so funny.
because that's when I start getting all these like this chain of like.
Dude, that's so
What was the last?
that's so insanely
I like
accurate.
like a spider sense. Like I can just sense it.
Dude,
Like
I start getting this chain, and it'll start with like something so simple. It'll be like, this person was replaced
Oh,
with this
man.
person, right? And then
So
all of a
good.
sudden, like 36 videos later, we're down this whole rabbit hole.
Man.
Of like, yeah.
So do you think Avril Lavigne was replaced?
I mean, that one I haven't really done a deep dive on.
That was a good one.
But that
I like
one,
that
that
one.
one's interesting
Yeah, it's really interesting.
because I mean,
Like the new one now is Jamie Foxx. They think he was replacing cloned.
Oh,
like
really?
Because he had the tattoo on his
Chappelle,
head,
too?
and now it's not
And
there.
now it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. That one, I feel, but I feel like if he was, his clone is running rapid. I feel like his clone knows he's a clone. He's like, yep, I'm doing this on purpose.
But didn't they say that Jamie Foxx movie was it Who Killed Tyrone or something
Yes.
like that
Great
was
movie.
like them
Making
phenomenal movie.
Yeah, phenomenal.
But like them making light of the fact that like yeah
I did that. He's a clone.
he's gone and
yeah,
and
yeah, we
he's
got
been
another one.
replaced.
Yeah,
Have you seen that movie?
No,
it's really
Watch that
good.
movie.
Really,
It's really good. It's like how did somebody explain to me like it's a hood story,
Yeah,
but it's super.
it's Black Dynamite, but serious.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No,
This is like
yeah.
this is like some real shit.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
very basic. There's nothing super crazy about it, but it's shot well. It's one of those nice art indie type things. Like oh man, this is good. This is art. This brings back that art of cinema that like a lot of movies.
what's it on? Where can I watch it? Netflix.
Yeah,
Oh, sweet.
Netflix.
It's what Jamie Foxx.
Jamie
John
Foxx.
Boyega.
Yeah. And I like her. I forget her name, but she does the new. She's one of the Captain Marvel trilogy. She's the girl for the what's her name? Photon, whatever her name is. I forget.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Photon.
Photon. Yeah, she's her. She's man, she can act. I love her. She's great.
Sick. And then last two. Doing anything special this summer?
Just a bunch of band stuff. I'm going to. Me and my girlfriend, we're going to this convention, DreamCon, which is this one group, RDC, who they like made skits and stuff like that, like funny nerd skits, stuff like that. And they got popular enough that they just put on this like black nerd convention in Austin, Texas. Oh. And it's for everybody. Like everybody goes stuff like that. But it's just a cool time for a few days, like 3 days, a weekend. Mm-hmm. You go, they have like some parties, some after parties. I'm going because I'm just going general because of that. But one thing I want to do is this one tattoo artist that has shops in like Dallas and LA. He throws pool parties there, and he does like money for entry. But if you do $100 entry, you get tattooed. Like we'll give you tattoos, like all free, like section. So I'm kind of like I kind of want to go and get one because I got one for the band itself, and then I was like I'm definitely, again, coward, definitely afraid of needles.
Does it say the difference?
No, just
And then you're like, oh fuck.
yeah.
Oh shit.
I wouldn't even get like a regular black eye. I would legitimately like get just to cross out the of myself add an S. Yeah, I would do that. So I'm kind of like, I got this one, and I was like, oh, I'm a big boy. I can do it. It doesn't hurt that bad. So now I want more, but
Yeah.
so I might try to do that. But that's my exciting thing for the summer. Going to Austin, Texas for a convention, which is going to be pretty dope. And they have like some good panels, stuff like that. A lot of other content creators who just do panels and talk about stuff. But the main one, like, they just released the schedule of everything going on, and they have like beat battles, but they're flipping anime samples, stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I can't wait for that. It's cosplay competitions. I'm like, oh, I want to see that. I might try to get into that. But the main thing is, they randomly put a how to talk to like baddies at a convention panel, and the whole community was like, why is this here? And everybody's like, so we're all gonna go to this, right? We all have to go check this out. To see
all attending, right?
We all have to go see how this works, because who's gonna be there? So I want to check that out, because that seems hilarious. So yeah, that's my exciting thing. Other than that, just working on some music, get some music stuff done.
Any fun plans this summer?
Playing with snakes.
Playing with snakes. Easy Out, I'm thinking, is gonna have fun this summer. Probably Georgia Culture too, but
I'm going to Yosemite.
Oh, bet.
Yeah.
That's really dope.
At first, when it was brought up, I was like not stoked, because it's like I don't like camping.
I hate camping. I don't believe you. Snakes.
Yeah.
No.
So when it was brought up, I was like, oh, yeah,
you're going to Yosemite.
yeah. But then when I saw it,
I'm going to Pine Springs. Right?
It's
it's
cabin?
like it's like a
glamping.
big, it's like this huge like Airbnb. So
That
I was
makes
like,
more sense.
I'm in.
I was like,
That makes more sense.
You
to
got
me.
the
Okay.
backpack now.
Yeah.
I'm all in
I
there.
thought you were like backpacking and
No,
like,
absolutely.
so yeah, 'cause when it was brought up, oh, it's gonna be so much fun. I was like, and I was like, oh, I don't know. And then when I saw I was like, oh yeah, I'm down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got hiking boots and everything.
Hiking boots
it's
and
just
everything.
your shittier vans.
No, I was like, they're Uggs. They're just Uggs.
His furry Uggs.
Yeah.
Tom Brady wears them.
Yeah, man. Heck yeah. That's what's up, though.
And then the last one's a fun one. What was your favorite thing to do when you were a kid?
Oh, what age?
'Cause I'm still a kid. I'm still a kid, man.
Age really determines the answer
Yeah.
to this question.
Math.
Yeah, that's funny. I just had a really kind of embarrassing
Oh, yes.
memory just triggered right now.
Please. I got plenty. Please.
Oh, okay. I have a memory of like having this like fun night where I'm like playing with my toys. So I was like, I don't know, I wasn't in school yet. And
Again, how old were you?
I wasn't in school yet. I don't know.
25.
I don't know. How old did you start first grade? 6? 5? 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there then. And I'm playing with my toys, and I just remember like listening. My brother was listening to like, I think Boyz II Men had just come out, and I remember being able to hear it from his room, and I was playing with my toys, and I remember being like, oh, this is cool. I'm listening to cool music, and I'm playing with my toys. I don't know. I remember that being like just like this really cool, this really cool moment.
You know what's so funny though? Like, that's legit. Like, you know, it's that thing where you try to think like, when is like some of my earliest memories, and then you think they're like, why is that such a core memory? Like, why does that matter? But it just does. I totally feel that. Best memories. I think that, easy simple answer for me is Blockbuster. Saturday nights, chilling, and then it's like, all right, let's go get pizza, and then let's go get a movie or like, you know, a game for the game. That's what I'm saying. And then I just like, it was always the thing of trying to get Dragon Ball Tenkaichi and being stoked, and then putting it in, and then the disc is scratched so it doesn't work, and I'm like, Dad, can we go back? Because it doesn't work. I want to get it. He's like, no, we gotta wait till tomorrow at least. I'm like,
Oh, dude, is that?
yeah, it's the worst. So getting games, all those different games I played, man, that Blockbuster is the best memory for me. That's easy. It's great.
That's some good memories. I remember renting King Griffey Jr. baseball to the point where my dad was like, again? I'm like, yeah, dude, it's all I want to play.
Yeah, that's all you want to
And
play.
he finally was just like, I'm just going to buy this for you. I was like,
Yeah.
yes.
That, yeah. Or World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft was a big part of my childhood. Oh man, I don't even want to think about that, because that's World of Warcraft listening to POD and Linkin Park just on repeat the whole time. So that's a big child of my product. That one too. Those are like two I would say.
I remember when I lived in Connecticut, there used to be this pizza shop called Colonel's Pizza.
Sounds fire.
It's like a mom and pop pizza shop attached to a gas station. Fire pizza. And the dude was always like, you want a free slice of pizza? Go around the neighborhoods, collect all the recycling, everything like that, bring it to me. She has pizzas. So we used to ride our bikes all around. Like,
Child labor.
yeah, exactly. This dude was making bank.
Make it bank. Yeah, man. Like, didn't know. But that pizza.
For pizza though, dude.
We would
I'll do it now.
we would go out there and like steal cans from people's like recycling bin, obviously, right? Just come up, roll up, get a pizza. So worth it.
Man, that's great. Those outside bike days just rolling are great, man.
And then everybody would just sit there with their slice of pizza, sit on the curb, like maybe you get enough to get a soda too.
Yeah, right. Oh man.
Go to get the change out of the payphones. That's old.
Yeah. Oh man.
I have a memory, and this is like we were at high school, but like playing GoldenEye with Ryan Sears. I remember getting to his house early in the morning, and like I think I was there because like it's like summertime and like just getting dropped off at your friend's house.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we were supposed to play guitar and bass because we'd just gotten them.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we played GoldenEye and listened to Heavy Petting Zoo for NoFX. I feel like that we did that all day.
Yeah, man.
I think we just took like a break to eat and then but we just played all day.
Yeah, that's what it's about. That same thing. Just sitting there with my brother. He's 4 years older than me, and it was just always just watching him play video games. Be like, oh, do it that way, do that thing, do a flip. Yeah, watching him. Oh, that's all the time. Then just get on our bikes and ride with our friends in the neighborhood and stuff like that. Oh man, why'd you make me go down this route? I miss it. Being adult sucks, dog. I got responsibilities.
I know, right?
I'm over it. I gotta go to work in the morning after this.
Dude, I remember getting my N64, my first N64.
Oh,
And my whole family, we were living in South Carolina at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Whole family flew in from LA, came and hung out with us. My uncle, RIP, everybody went out, like the morning I got the N64, everybody went out shopping that day, right? My uncle was like, I'm gonna stay home with the kids.
Yep.
We're gonna, and we played Mario all day. They came home from shopping, and all of us, my uncle, me, Philip, were just sitting in a line in front of the TV on the fucking floor, and they're like, they were even asked my uncle, like, you've been playing this all day? He's like, I didn't even realize we've been playing this long.
Yeah, I know, right?
We were just fucking handing the controller off, like, back and forth, playing Super Mario,
First time getting my 64, getting Smash Brothers, and then we were playing, having a great time. Then we got to the hand, and I was just like, I mean, my brother. But that's also my favorite thing now that I wish, which again, like I love gaming too. Like I'm all around nerd and everything. So it's just that thing of like I want to go back to so many games that just beat me as a kid and just make them, because there's so like not having the memory card for a PlayStation, so you just gotta play as long as you can before it. You try to get as far as you can. You're like, so I gotta stop. You try to leave it on all night, and mom comes in and is like, why is this TV on where you sleep and turns it off? And you're like, no, yeah.
Dude, the N64 was the GOAT, man.
GOAT, man. So good.
Blitz.
NFL
Blitz,
both NHL and NFL.
So sick.
Oh my goodness, man, love that. Hitting people so hard that the ambulance comes on the field.
Yeah, I used to love you tackle somebody and then you could do the
job. Yeah. Oh man, that was older brother picking on me, just beating on me constantly. I'm like, stop. I'm only running one play. Why is it not working? He just sees it.
How'd you know I was gonna do that?
You know how to do a Hail Mary every time. Like that's it.
You can totally see what the other person was selecting.
Yeah, you have to do the click, pick.
Yeah.
You gotta do click, they pick real fast. Yeah, man, it was crazy. Oh, great times. Great times. I saw there's a video shop in LA. My PS5 it kind of broke, so I took it. No one repairs them, so I found this one like random video game shop like on a corner, and I was like, oh, bet I'll take it there. I went in. They have everything retro for like great price. They have 64s for $100. And a bunch of cartridges and a bunch of different games. And I was like, I have to come back. Yeah. But I also didn't, because I'm like, if I do, I'm not going to get anything done. I'm not. Because I would love to play GoldenEye again. I would love to play that again. I know they had like the new version. I'm like, I don't want to touch. I want this this beast of a controller in my hand that has no business being made like this.
Yeah,
So this third hand in the middle that I'm never going to use.
Yeah.
But
What was the point of the
Who is
thing
it
on the left, right? Because you're mostly using the joystick.
Yeah,
when
the
you're
Z,
playing,
the
so-
Z camera. I guess it's because that was just to promote the whole like Super Mario 3D, like the 3D game. I guess they're like, you can turn the camera around. But I'm like, I don't.
That's cool.
That's cool, I guess. Yeah.
I just remember it tripped me out, that loading screen. You could fuck with Mario's face.
Oh, that was terrifying. that was one of those things in the store. The first time I saw that, seeing like regular Mario and other games. I'm still little, so I don't really understand. But just seeing and looking back now, I love the history of video games. To see that jump and to hear people talk about that were adults at the time, seeing that and being like, "This is witchcraft." Like, there's no way that I can see his face. Like, he's facing me. He's usually not facing me. He's usually facing this sideways, but he's facing me. That's pretty crazy. That's really, really crazy. Yeah, man.
There's a cool documentary thing about GoldenEye. Have you guys seen it? It's like where they talk about because it was like a one and done.
Yeah,
The game, and then they like try to.
maybe more. Yeah.
It's like it's a crazy story. I was like,
It's
it's
the
one.
first person shooter, wasn't it?
It,
Was there one before?
No, yeah, Doom, but it was the first like 3D one.
But Doom wasn't. Was Doom like you could play against your friends?
No, I think that's why. I think it was
Yeah.
the first
I think-
multiplayer, like
yeah.
split screen multiplayer type thing. Yeah.
But it's just like it's crazy how I think when they did the second one, they used a whole different like all the people that made it.
Yeah.
That team, like they like broke up that team.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, but everyone in that game, like aside from like Bond, like those are all faces of people that made the game. And so it's like a cool thing. And
That's dope.
they go into this other. There's another game that was made, but it's like nobody cares because by then like.
I think that was the Die Another Day. Well, that was when Pierce Brosnan was it? Yeah, in the Halle Berry movie. Because I remember that game came out and I was stoked to be like, oh, there's another James Bond game. I think it was like the third one they made at the time.
Yeah.
And it was terrible.
It was bad
It was
because
so
it
bad.
wasn't the same people.
Yeah.
But the people came back, and they got hired to do. It was like a different game. I don't even know what it was called. And it's like the closest to
That
GoldenEye. Yeah. But it's something else.
If it's close to GoldenEye, it's not Quake, but is I don't know. Because by then it was Doom was the shooter, then GoldenEye was like the standard, and then that's when we started getting the 2000s when like the first Halo comes
Yeah.
out, and that's when everybody's like, oh yeah, this is Bungie.
Everyone
this is it.
abandoned it.
Yeah, everybody abandoned it. That
was the last one.
There was no
I
other.
was like, you guys want to come and play GoldenEye? Like, what? No.
We're on Xbox Live,
fucking Halo.
saying slurs.
Yeah, my
Playing
buddies.
Fable.
We're playing Fable. Oh god, the new Fable's coming out. I'm so excited for that.
Oh,
I'm so excited for it. Yeah.
My buddies came over to my house once with their Xbox, and they're like, "Yo, is your brother around?" I was like, "What?" Like, yeah, he said he wanted to play Halo with us. We're like, I was like, "Oh,
I'll do it.
whatever.
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
Have fun."
Man, great. Have fun.
Oh, losers.
I'm playing GoldenEye.
have fun, nerds.
That's one of my favorite clips of the dad. And his son was like, "I'll beat you at shooter." Yeah, you know. His dad plays shooter, and he's like, he puts GoldenEye on like the original on like 64 on, and then he's like, you don't even know," and then it goes, and then the theme starts playing. He's like, "Ooh!" Every time I watch it, I'm like, that's me. I feel it. He was like, "You don't even know. That's you. Oh, I'm on you, Playboy. I'm on you." I'm like, I feel it. They don't know. The kids don't know. This is your. Yeah. Ooh. He's like, "Here comes the gun. It's so good, man. It's so good, man.
Everything. Oh, that game.
All of it. Simpler times, man.
Simpler times.
Well, now that we're in a good headspace,
Yeah.
you gonna hit that mental health check.
I'll check.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mental health checks. We like to check in weekly, so we're at mentally. That way, things are going well. What's going on in our lives that is keeping us in a good place, and if things aren't going too great, then what's keeping us in a funk? Michael, you want to go first?
Sure.
We're having our modeling it.
Yeah.
Even though you probably are gonna be really
I'm an
good
idiot,
first.
but I'm not like dumb.
I'm glad it was that mic that made you feel that way.
Yeah. As was happening, I was like, you probably.
I figured it out.
Yeah.
I've done classrums where you go first, everybody see how he did it. Yeah, I get that.
I'm so much better now that happened. No, I've been good, man. I've been, it's just been, like I said, like really busy trying to now I'm trying to shift into, I guess we can say like jamming mode for Easy Out. We've been so focused on like getting the record done, getting these videos done, things like that, and we're not stopping that anytime soon because never stopping.
Yeah.
But like just like being able to sit down and pick up my guitar again and like, oh fuck, I haven't played Somewhere in Between since we shot the music video, type of thing. So kind of like relearning the basics and jamming, and then just like now that Torture Culture is like kind of in a good place and just kind of the ball's rolling there, we're writing. I think we're gonna track that new single this weekend. So yeah, things have been like pretty positive and good. Just like riding this wave and
man.
continue going. So what about you guys? Where are you at?
Oh man, you want to go?
No, you go.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's overall it's positive. I'm on a very important part in my life right now at this point. Again, I've been teaching the past 8-9 years, and this last year I had a point where I finally was like, okay, that's it, and I quit. And it was the thing of, there's been so many times where there's like a tour available or something like that, and it's this thing of my job of like, both my parents are educators. I never thought I was gonna be a teacher. I thought I was gonna be a basketball player when I grew up, and then I thought I was gonna be like a music producer, but I was like, yeah, I just like rock music instead.
I feel like we're the same person.
I know, right? Exactly. That's why my name is Mike. Yeah, I'm the third Mike. But it was the thing of, so it is the handicap of, the job paid well, I was secure. It's something I like to do. It's something I'm good at. I'm like, oh, I'm good at teaching. And that's, in general, I love teaching people new things. I love letting people learn stuff and people reaching their potential. Like, I really like to do that. So for me, it was this thing of like, okay, but I'm not reaching mine, because I come into this job, I work, and I'm so drained when I get home that I just can't be the best I can be. And I can't, there's tours I'm missing out on, opportunities I'm missing out on, because I can't take that much time off of work. Like, people that I want to write and do studio sessions with, they're like, okay, yeah, I'm cool, I'm free at like noon to come by, and I'm like, I'm not, like, I can take a day off, but we need more, so
Yeah.
To me, it's overall, I'm in a good space because I quit so I can pursue this music full time. I'm in a good space because in these opportunities of doing it, I've taken over a lot of responsibility for the band. I saw like a tweet the other day that was like, everybody remember when you're in a band and you have that phase where you let your singer be in charge of social media? And how bad of an idea it is. And I was like, yeah, I remember that years ago when I was like, no, I got it. And it's the worst. Do not let your band be let your vocalists be in charge of social media. Unless they like, once they know, then sure. But so it's good because it's like, all right, cool. I'm pursuing it. I'm going for it. A few opportunities are popping up. That's great. But it also is a thing that it is now for me as a super overthinker, it's like, okay, did I financially save up enough to be okay? When the hard times come, am I going to be okay? There's like content ideas I have that I've written down, and I'm going to start like filming some videos for YouTube that I want to make and stuff like that. But then the mental head of like, yeah, but do you have enough to keep it going? Because this is, this isn't a 9-to-5 anymore. This is your life. You got to be obsessed with this thing. You got to go for it. And I'm in a good space because with battling myself, last few years me probably would have been enough. Like I've streamed before, I've done content creation before, and I quit because it wasn't the right thing I was doing, but it was new to it. So I was like, I think it's what I'm supposed to do, but I was wrong. And that kind of put me in a place of like, maybe I'm not cut out for certain things. But now that I have a better understanding of myself and I try to do a lot of introspection of myself, it is the thing where now I have these moments of, mentally with my own self, you're not cut out for this. So now I'm at a point of like, okay, well, I have to try to prove myself wrong, that I'm cut out for it. And luckily, so far this summer for doing the work, it's been happening. Like I've been put in situations where I didn't think I'll be able to get that stuff done, and I'm getting it done. Even small stuff, being in charge of the band's content in a sense. Like I'm like, it's kind of dumb. That's dumb, and I'll do it, and it kind of hits, and people like it, and I'm like, yeah, see, I have what it takes. So it's that thing of with critique that we talked about earlier. Other people's critique of me does not affect me. I am my biggest critic. What I have to deal with inside my head, that is the biggest fight I have to go through every day. So mentally, the space I'm in right now is overall a good one. It's just I'm in a place, in being totally vulnerable and honest here, a place of fear of like, I just push all my chips in and I'm like going for it, and it's terrifying, but I'm happy that I'm going for it.
Yeah.
And then I can at least be like, yeah, I'm going, because
Dude,
the worst that can happen is that I fail, and now I know that okay, I'm more scared of the thought of failure than actually feeling, be like, oh, okay, I wasn't good for it, you know. So that's what I'm kind of okay with right now.
I legit saw this post. It was either yesterday or today, and it was about business, but it also kind of applies to music and
Right.
like, things like this, where the dude basically said, like, you know, people will ask, what if your business fails? What if music fails? What if anything fails?
Yeah.
And his response was, then I'm gonna work a normal job until I'm 65,
Right.
just like everybody else. So he's like, at this point in time, what you're doing in your life
Yeah.
is my backup plan.
Right.
So where does that put you, right? And so just the fact that you're like, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna do this.
I'm gonna do it,
like,
yeah.
what? I mean, if you fail, you fail.
You fail.
You can always go back to teaching. You can always go back to work,
and that's
right?
I can
Like,
always go teaching, yeah.
yeah.
And that's the thing, and that's where a little bit of ego comes in, where I'm kind of like, as much as I don't feel it, there is a part of me that's like, I see especially differences. Like, differences has been so much of an eye-opening thing to be like, for me to be obsessed with watching live concerts, watching these people perform, being like, wow, that's so crazy to see that. And when I do it with my friends, why not? I don't mean to sound bad, but why am I signing autographs? Like, I have no business signing autographs. Why are you coming to me to sign this autograph? Like, I don't understand. So being in differences show me like, no, you are talented. Like, you care about this stuff enough, and you're putting forth the effort, and you're talented. So the only fear that I really have is just not reaching that potential that I care to give for other people. And that's what gives like the fear for my mental. But overall, I would say I'm in a good place because I'm trying. So like, for me, that's huge, and that's really pushing me. That fact that I'm even trying makes me really proud of myself.
You put your money where your mouth is.
My mouth is, man, that's all I can do. And, you know, works out, great. As it should have. If it doesn't work out, yeah, teaching's cool. I'm okay with it. Yeah. Teaching's cool. Yeah. Yeah.
That's really cool. And
Yeah, appreciate
and I know the fear.
Yeah,
But I also know the payoff of it.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
of
yeah.
you know, like anything, sacrificing, and we've talked about this a ton on the show, where it's like, you know, people don't give musicians a fair shaking is like, you know, as soon as we start playing, you know, and first couple years, people want to know like, why aren't you big yet, or like, you get paid money, or like, you get this and that. It's like, dude, are you saying this shit to a first year, you know, person in med school?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't talk. You don't talk that to them.
Yeah.
Why would you tell them? Like, would you tell them like, well, you're not making money? Like, yeah, I'm still learning this. I'm still going through this process. I'm going through, you know, and some people I feel like, you know, yeah, there's the ones who have the hookup, right, or the connection, and they get there fast.
Some people blow. Yeah, it happens.
It happens, but I've never. I mean, rarely has that been sustainable. I think.
Exactly. That's my thing too. So that's why it's like, and just something that why excited to be on this show. That personally, for anyone who in that same position, who feels like, you know, oh, I want to do this, and I hope it happens fast because I feel talented enough that it happens fast. It is, unfortunately, that's not always the case, you know. But that doesn't mean you're not talented. Like, I don't know. That's something that I just needed to hear a lot when I was younger. As much as I was in the band and it wasn't popping off, I was never mad because I clearly stayed. And I was like, I just enjoy having with friends, stuff like that. But I will say that to anyone watching or anyone that wants to start any kind of journey, that all of it, I know everybody says it, but all of it is the journey. Like, I am not the front man that I am now without the House of Blues Anaheim shows I played, and the Glass House shows I played, and the random bar in Idaho that I played that nobody was at. And I just I am not who I am to come on this podcast to talk about this now without both any successes, quote, and failures, quote. So that's all just a part of it, which is why I'm like, now's better than ever. Because you can somebody like me who is also like, well, if I want to do this, I need the specific gear to get started to do that. I need that. You just got to start.
Yeah.
Just got to start. And that's where I'm at now. So I'm happy with that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Good job.
Where are you at, Mike?
Me, I feel like I'm in a holding on to a good place.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
my thing was everything is fine, dog, with everything on fire. I was gonna be like, everything is fine.
Definitely making more of a push to like try to get some work in LA because I'm commuting to Riverside, and it's just getting like that's just like now getting harder financially. I think mentally I can do it. Like the drive doesn't bother me, but the gas is now starting to really be like, okay, this is not,
dog.
the payoff is not.
When I see that gas station that has like, 470, I'm like, jackpot. That's sad.
That's
crazy.
Dude, go to what is it? It's called SK Gas, and it's 430. It's 435 right now.
I get 10 gallons and just fill them all up.
I never know
half
prices.
Yeah.
I know. I never know like gas prices. Now I like know like all the places. Remember how much they are.
Yeah, I try to remember too, and I see it. But that's why they're not slick. They put the digital boards up so they can change it whenever they want. They're not slick. I see you. You know, I'm not falling for it. But yeah.
Dude, join 7-Eleven's rewards.
I saw. Because Costco's overpacked now.
Yeah.
Everybody goes to Costco gas. But 7-Eleven, people be thinking is like, oh, that must be fake. They put like extra slushy sauce in their
Hey
gas.
man, whatever.
It's a little sugar boost for your
Sugar
car.
boost. car,
Make
yes.
my car go fine.
Yeah,
Okay,
man,
whatever.
they'll take it. Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, I'm trying not to be like too stressed yet as far as like finding something. It's like this weird problem that I have because it's not that I can't find a job; it's finding a job that I think that I want.
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't want to. I'm saying this for the like out loud here, but like I'm worried that I don't want to find something that'll completely burn me out of this
Man.
area, you know. So
yeah.
and so I want to just be like really careful about what I go into because I feel like this is like an area that I want to be in and that I can do well in.
You're talking about social work.
Social work, yeah.
Oh, good, yeah.
And so that's like because that's what my degree's in.
Right, cool.
And I did work a job, but it was really draining.
Man, I bet. A dog. Anything dealing with
It's the most thankless job, and I'm not even in that field.
Man.
It's the most thankless job.
Man.
So I just want to be. I just want to make sure it's something good and because I'd like to like stay in it because I feel like with social work it seems like it's flexible enough that I can still do music.
Yeah.
Because
That's the goal. Yeah, that's the goal to be able to do it.
find some.
That's why I did teaching because I was like, summer's off, sign me up.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'm with it. Yeah.
But
I feel that.
I don't know. Other than that, mentally I've been good. I got back to my singing in my car.
Yeah, that's always great.
My hour commute
Practice,
is
yeah.
allowed for that.
Oh man.
We have a song. I don't even think these guys really know the depth of it, but we have for Easy Out. We have a new song that I've been literally
Rewriting 78 times.
dude.
Right, true.
Like I'm not even exaggerating. I'm on version 8 of the song. Like
What is
literally-
it? What is it about the song that you don't like? Because if it's the concept, you should just change it. Don't worry about it.
No, that's what I'm constantly changing. Oh, it's gone through all kinds of stuff, like silly to like a serious. There's a serious version of it now, and then there's but I'm finally at a point where like I'm getting the chorus and I'm liking the chorus, so like now I'm like okay, now I'm gonna go work backwards basically. I got there. It's so ridiculous. Like I got there lyrically one way, and then when I got to the chorus, I was like, I don't like that. But then it's like, but I like the melody. Change the melody. Got a concept. I like this concept. Now I gotta get rid of the phrase.
Yeah, this is better now. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're on the whole thing. I hate that so much. Yeah,
So,
I feel that.
But I feel like it's a good problem to have because I feel like
Yeah.
it's gonna make for hopefully the best version of it.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
That's what it is. Art takes time. Art shouldn't be so fast, you know. Like, if it's fast, cool. But I mean, even on that sense, not to derail, like I really appreciate the fact of art that people take time to create things. But that being said, I am obsessed with these new age kids doing speed runs on beats that like FL Studios.
That pisses me off so much.
They do speed runs on how to make what's the Soldier Boy Superman like as fast as possible, and they're doing it like 10 seconds. It's just like just on FL, and they get it, and it's perfect. And I'm like, this is amazing. It's great for tech. It's terrible for the art, but it's great. It's great for engineering wise. I'm like, I'm proud of these kids for getting this right. But it's so funny. It's great. Anyway, yeah, that's good though. That's really good.
Well, I feel like we've already selected our jams, but let's add this jam and get out of here. So we always add. Add a song from Differences to the playlist. Like, what song do you want to push? Or just like, what's your favorite? And then what's something that you've been jamming? No genre restrictions, no nothing. What's something that you just want? It's been in your head.
Easy plug, Calcify, because that's out now at this point. The song Calcify from Differences. And something I've been jamming a lot. The easy answer is Not Like Us. I've been playing that way too much. But I will say, personally, I'm into this one song by this one band, a song called Lotus by, I never say their name right, like Avrilize. It's Avralize. Avrilize. Yeah, the song Lotus. I'm obsessed with that song. The song's fire.
Dope. And then you were gonna add
Conditions When It Won't Save You. Have we already added that?
Do it again.
Okay.
Run it back.
Nope.
Run it back. Like Not Like Us. Run it back 5 times. Don't care. Put it in there so he says you what.
And then I'm gonna add Fever 333, New West Order. So good.
After this, I have a Jeff story. I'll tell you guys.
Oh, bet.
I think Mike's probably heard.
Can I, as we wrap up, I have a joke. Can I tell it?
Oh yes.
Can I tell my joke?
Tell that joke and then plug your socials and then we're out.
All right, got you. So this is my joke. All right, it's my favorite joke. Okay, so you have a world of Cheerios. So, you know, it's people, but the Cheerio people, right? Like that. And in this world of Cheerios, there's one Cheerio who was born, but he doesn't have a hole in the center. So he's just Cheer, I guess. You know, I don't like the Cheerio anyway. Cheer. Grows up, he's bullied a lot. You know, he does a lot like, no hole, no hole, no hole. You know, it's kind of, is it? Goes through life, whatever, no aspirations, because he's just kind of like, I'm different. I don't really care about anything. Gets a regular standard desk Cheerio job. Does his whole Cheerio commute, Cheerio house, whatever, Cheerio apartment, whatever. He's going through it, just kind of, you know, boring life. Leaves work one day and sees like the cutest Cheerio he's ever seen. I mean, the hole on this Cheerio is crazy. Like, he's just the cutest Cheerio ever seen, right?
Okay. Badio.
So he's like, in the parking lot, like, hi. And she's like, oh, like she's kind of startled because like, oh, no hole, like, and he's like, oh, she's like, oh, hi, I gotta get to my car, and he's like, okay. And he's just kind of sad because he's like, oh man, I can't even get a Cheerio girlfriend or boyfriend, either one, doesn't matter. And so they're Cheerios. They're all probably non-binary. It's all good. So he goes home to his like hungry Cheerio. It's like hungry man meal. It's like hungry Cheerio meal. He's just in a sad Cheerio apartment. And on his Cheerio TV, like he sees an ad comes up for a new surgery. And they're like, hey, we have this new surgery that's like our version of plastic surgery. We can like make your hole wider or smaller if that's what you're into, I guess, you know, whatever. He's like, oh, I need that. And it's like a lot of money. He's like, I can't make that from like my regular Cheerio desk job. There's no, okay, I gotta ask for a raise. So he goes in, and the next day at work, goes to his boss's office. Excuse me, boss. They're like, oh, what? It's you, no hole Cheerio, whatever. What do you want? And he's like, well, I thought I can get like a raise. And the boss is like, a raise? You show up late, you barely do your work. A raise? Get out of my office. I should fire you if anything. He's like, oh man, oh. So he's sad. So he's like, okay, you know what? Or he's sad, and he looks out the window and sees the same hot Cheerio, walk into their car, and he's like, you know what? I gotta get better. I gotta do it. So he starts grinding, right? He's showing up to work early, first one there, last one to leave, putting in the time, and just going crazy. And one day the boss calls him in the office like, you know what? No, you've been doing really well. Let me give you that raise. He's like, oh yeah, I bet. Keeps working, gets that raise, gets another raise and a promotion, right? So he's like feeling it. And then he finally saves up. He even gets a new Cheerio apartment, nice, like, I don't know, something penthouse Cheerio, I don't know. Anyway, but he finally gets enough for the surgery. So he goes in for the surgery, and he is now like the baddest Cheerio you ever see. I mean, the hole on this dude is nuts. I'm talking honey nut Cheerio, like the hole on this dude, right? Crazy. So shows up to work the next day, everybody's doing like, what? Everybody's doing like a whistle with their Cheerio whole mouth. I don't know where the mouth is on it. I don't know. It's just like, the whole like, whatever. I don't know. So he goes through the day. The boss is like, looking good. You might take my job looking that good. He's like, oh, stop, boss. Oh, stop. Leaving to his new Cheerio car because he got enough money to buy a new like Cheerio Benz or Tesla. I don't know. Whatever the cars they drive. And runs into the girl again. The girl or boy Cheerio. Usually it's a girl in the story, but now I like that they're non-binary. So it's runs into them again, and they're like, "Oh, hey," brush the little Cheerio hair, like, "Oh, okay, you new hole." He's like, "Yeah, it's me. I'm not." he's feeling it. So they're talking, and just getting to know each other in the parking lot. And then the hot Cheerio's like, "Well, I gotta get going," and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's all good." And you're like, well, you want to go out sometime? And he's like, oh, I'm being axed out. Oh, yeah, I'm down. Let's go out. Let's go out and hang out sometime. He's like, how about this weekend? And, they're like, I would, but I have a friend's wedding I got to go to this weekend. And he's like, oh, it's cool. Some other time. And they're like, you know what? You want to be my +1? He's like, for a first date at a wedding? Like, that's a little wild, right? So he's like, you know what? I'm spontaneous. I'm hot now. Let's do it. I really like you. I feel like let's do it. So they go to this wedding. And it's a beautiful Cheerio wedding. Like, it's one of the best Cheerio weddings you've ever seen. Like, the decoration, it's crazy. Anyway, so they go to the reception. I'm sorry, this is my favorite joke. They go to the reception, and they're dancing, Cheerio dancing, having a good time, throw the Cheerio bouquet, whatever. And now he's sitting with the Cheerio girl, and they're just talking, flirting at the table they're at. Everybody else having a good time. And they're just having a good time. They get to the point where they do the whole thing of like, ha, 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 ha. You get that little dynamic part. And so they're sitting there and they're like, yeah, it's a great wedding. And the dude cheer was like, yeah, it's a really good wedding. And then she's kind of like, oh, they're sitting there like, oh, and then he's like, oh, I gotta be sure I can provide. So he's like, oh, you hungry? Do you want something from like the buffet line? They had a buffet at this wedding. They did a little differently this time. And they're like, actually, yeah, I'm actually really hungry. We didn't eat yet, huh? He's like, oh, I got you. I'll get you some food. So he goes. And they're like, okay. And so they're waiting for him. And they're waiting. And they're waiting. And he comes back, but he's empty-handed. And they're like, what happened? He was like, oh, that line was really long, and I didn't want to like just leave you here so long, so I just kind of just came back. And they're like, oh, well, okay, that's cool, I guess. And now he feels bad because like I can't provide. He's like, oh, okay, what about cake? I give you some cake. The cake looked pretty good. It looked like a lot of it. And they were like, oh yeah, cake sounds good. I'll take that. He's like, all right, cool. So he goes for the cake, and they live in waiting, and they're waiting, and they're waiting, and they're still waiting. And then he comes back finally, empty-handed again. And to the point, and she's like, what is going on? He's like, I don't know, there's a lot of people here at this wedding, and it's taking forever. I didn't want to leave you hanging. And they're like, it's okay. I'll just get something to eat like later, I guess. And now he feels bad because he can't like, he can't provide. So he's like, okay, some drink. I saw like they had some juice and stuff like there. I can get some of that. And they're like, yeah, I guess I'm a little thirsty. He's like, okay, I'll figure it out. And he goes, and then he comes back, and he has a drink. And they're like, oh, what happened? He's like, oh, there's no punchline. my name is Shanza. You can find me on Shanza on Instagram and also my band Differences. Thank you guys for having me. I really, really appreciate it.
Dude, that's awesome.
That is the greatest joke of all time because I'm the only one that gets to enjoy it and no one else enjoys it.
We love you guys. We'll see you guys soon.
Thank you guys.
Peace.
Dude, that was awesome.